Under the lights at Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts, it's time for America's pastime on America's birthday. Tonight, the Chatham Anglers battle the Orleans Firebirds as we celebrate the 4th of July. Alongside Andrew Selover, I'm Jack Smith. Thank you for joining us and welcome to today's presentation of A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Andrew, fresh off the heels of its biggest and best win of the season over Orleans last night, Chatham meets its rival in its home stadium tonight, looking to win 3 straight games for the first time this year.
This feels like a big one, Jack, for Chatham, because this can completely turn your season around after the fireworks that we saw last night, particularly the 9th inning home run from Luke Cantwell and all of the celebration that ensued in that third base dugout at Eldridge Park. Chatham has momentum, and if you can win this one, not only do you give yourself some separation from bottom of the East Division, but also how much momentum coming back to 500 does this give the A's as you charge into July?
The A's, if you weren't with us last night, scored a season-high 12 runs to beat the Orleans Firebirds 12-1. Andrew, lost in the offense was the fact that the A's threw a 2-hitter and stymied an Orleans offense that has struggled this year, but was able to pick up a big rivalry win.
One of those hits coming as an infield single in the 9th inning. So Chatham's pitching was on point, and they did it against an Orleans offense that desperately needs something to go its way tonight. Orleans has only scored about 2 runs per game through the first 15 games of the season, and last night showed no signs of improvement.
With wins over Eastern Division rivals Brewster and Orleans, the A's have won consecutive games for the first time this season. Now they look to get back to 500 with a 7-8 record, trying to win 3 straight for the first time in 2024. We welcome you into the Anglers Extra Pregame Show. With first pitch coming up at 7 p.m., we'll first get you the Manager Show as I talk with Sheets ahead of first pitch, and it's the Catch of the Day with Ike Irish, a catcher who also homered last night. After that, we've got the lineups, the pitching matchup, and first pitch on a 4th of July celebration here at Veterans Field.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier 4-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Hello and welcome back to a special July 4th edition of the Anglers Extra Pregame Show. I'm joined with Sheets here for the Manager Show. Sheets, how did the parade and breakfast experience compare to your expectations this morning?
Oh my gosh, you know, everybody talks about this awesome 4th of July parade in Chatham, and I don't have words. Like, it was unbelievable, beyond what I could have thought about a parade, what it could be, the connection with the people, how many A's hats we saw out in the crowd. It was phenomenal on every front. Starts with President Steve West kicking things off with the breakfast, best breakfast I've had in town so far. Our guys crushed it. We got to meet with a lot of really cool people and just, again, celebrate the 4th with our community. It was phenomenal, above any reproach.
Not to put you on the spot, rank these 3 from best to worst, the parade, the fireworks, or the breakfast.
Holy smokes. Well, I mean, I've never seen a meal I didn't like, but I will say that it's parade, fireworks, breakfast, in that order all the time.
You got the fireworks last night from your team to a 12-1 victory, and a raucous crowd and the dugout inspired Luke Cantwell late. I saw you come up and give him a hug after that. What did you see in that moment?
So one of the things that I will double down on, because I just had this conversation with our team, is there's so many people out and in this league and around it and others out in baseball that they have a vision of what it should be. And that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But the one thing I always come back to is anyone else's opinion of me or our team is none of our business. And we're going to have fun, and we're going to try to lead the league in fun, and we're going to be confident in who we are and how we do things. And if that hurts your feelings, you better go find new feelings, because I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. For us, man, we're going to play ball. We're going to be who we are. I want these guys to have fun out here. We're in the Cape. We're in Chatham. We're in a great situation here, and I want to make sure they have fun doing it. So it was one of those moments, like, you know, our bullpen came down to the dugout, and you know our bullpen. They have character. They have energy, and they brought it with them, and it sort of reinvigorated our dugout. Now, I've talked to them about singing songs, and we've got a Pearl Jam melody that's floating through our team right now. I'll talk to them about that. But the fact that somebody wants to calm us down from having fun and cheering on our teammates, I will stand up and next time go get tossed to defend our guys. They're going to have fun. And it was awesome, Luke, back to Luke in your spot, is to stand in the box with all that happening, to have all that little commotion, and then to see a fastball and put a swing on it and what we call show up in that spot and put an exclamation point on our energy. That was for all of us. That was for him and his summer. That was for all of us. Defending what matters, which is just have fun. It's a game. Don't care about our record. Don't care what the weather looks like. It's baseball. We're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves, and I will double down and stand on that mountain all day long.
Well, the bats provided.
Passion, if you can't tell, there's a little passion behind that one. All right, go ahead.
Is that the moment of the year for you so far?
That was by far the best team moment I've been a part of up here in Chatham. Again, the elements are the team had his back, cheering for him. He showed up and had our back. That's a big deal.
Griffin Herring pitched for you for the last time yesterday. What'd you see in his final start?
Just what he's been doing all besides that one outing, man. He's been really sharp. And again, a kid that's got a huge future ahead of him, whether it's professional baseball or going back to LSU and becoming a frontline SEC starter. That kid's going to pitch for a long, long time. He's super methodical. He knows who he is. He knows how to get people out. It was really cool. I think I told one of the guys last night, I think by the fourth, every defender on the field had a play. And that just speaks to his ability to trust his defense and let him play and pitch to contact. It's a big deal up here with wood bats. He's going to be highly successful.
Well, that's a passionate Sheets here on the Manager's Show. Sheets, enjoy the rest of your 4th of July, and thank you again for the time.
The breakfast is what set it off. The passion comes with it. Appreciate you guys. Happy 4th.
Dunkin' Donut is what gets him going as Chatham looks to face Orleans, win 3 straight games for the first time this summer. Alongside Sheets, I'm Jack Smith. That'll end the Manager's Show. Let's send it back to Andrew Selover as the Anglers Extra pregame show continues.
What a day already here in Chatham. Parade this morning. Wake-up call around 7 a.m. for the players as they rode through a packed town of Chatham, Massachusetts for the July 4th parade. And now we have 9 innings of baseball between rivals Orleans and Chatham on the horizon as Veterans Field starts to fill here as we approach the top of the hour. First pitch is coming up in about 15 minutes as the two teams warm up in their respective sides. But we still have more on the Anglers Extra pregame show. When we return, it's time for Catch of the Day with one of multiple home run hitters from last night's win at Orleans. Ike Irish joins me for Catch of the Day next on the Anglers Extra pregame show.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoescapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show here on the 4th of July. I'm Andrew Selover, joined by Ike Irish for Catch of the Day. Here on the 4th of July, Ike, walk me through your experience this morning at Chatham's 4th of July parade.
It was pretty cool. We hopped on a float and drove all through town in the parade, and it was a fun experience. A lot of people, were out, and it was cool to see the community.
Growing up, how did you celebrate 4th of July?
We were on a lake, grilling, tubing, and the whole 9 yards.
That sounds nice right about now. What's it like to play baseball on the 4th of July?
It's pretty cool, It's an awesome opportunity, and I mean, we're so blessed to be in this country, so couldn't be happier.
You came over after spending last summer with Brewster, this summer with Chatham. How would you describe the town so far in your first couple weeks?
I think the town's unbelievable. You know, I really do. I think it's the best town in the Cape. Our fans, the community, our coaches, and the players. I just think, you know, it's an awesome place with special people.
Last night you hit your first home run on Cape Cod. What went into that at bat?
You know, I don't know. It was good though. You know, getting the head out one time and hitting a home run. It was cool. And to just do it in that moment, it was pretty special.
What went into that celebration? Not only the bat flip, but rounding those bases, and for you to finally get one this summer.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really know a bat flipped, and I didn't really try and celebrate like that. It just happened naturally. So not a lot of thought, just natural emotion.
Where does that power come from?
I don't even know. I don't know. Maybe my hips. I don't know.
For you on Cape Cod this second summer, what would you describe as the biggest difference for you in your approach at the plate?
You know, it's just trying to be consistent in everything that I do. And last summer, you know, it was a good summer, you know, but this summer just trying to be more consistent with everything and just have more fun.
How do you do that?
Show up to the ballpark every day with a smile.
I love it. For you, obviously, last night, a lot of energy that you got to witness in the dugout. Walk me through what you saw on Luke Cantwell's 9th inning home run.
Yeah, that was awesome. I don't know how else to describe it except that was awesome. Everybody knows Luke is probably the most vocal person on our team, and what a good dude, and it couldn't have happened in a bigger moment to a better dude. Like, it was just, it all came together perfectly.
What have you seen from the bullpen and the energy that they've brought?
It's pretty cool. I've never been a part of something like this before, and just to see it all come together, you know, we're a group of guys from a ton of different schools, but, you know, we're playing together as one team, and it's pretty cool to see.
Why do you think that this team has gelled so much so far?
You got to give credit to, obviously, Luke and the Austin P guys. Yeah, I think those guys brought the energy from day one, and we've all kind of just followed suit.
You guys at Auburn this year played against Austin P, is that right?
Yeah, we did. It was, you know, Auburn, we won the series, but it was a fun series.
What was it like to play against a group of guys with that much energy?
It was different. It was way different. I guess it's the new school of baseball, and if the game's adapting that way, it's going to be a lot of fun.
And now you're on that side of it with all the energy in your dugout. Ike, thanks so much for the time.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll send it back to Jack for the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show.
Well, there's no denying that this group has a lot of energy. And as Sheech mentioned yesterday postgame, as well as with me in the manager show, and you heard it from Mike Irish, this group wants to lead the league in having fun. And they're trying to win their 3rd straight game today as they take on the Firebirds for the 2nd straight day. Rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show is next from Veterans Field.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores, and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Andrew Selover and Jack Smith.
On the 4th of July, we welcome you back to Veterans Field, painted red, white, and blue, with the bunting all around, as it has been this entire season. The A's at 7-8 take on the Orleans Firebirds for the second straight day, with Orleans holding a record of 4-11. It's third place in the East versus the bottom team in the Eastern Division as these two rivals meet once again. We'll have the first pitch coming up for you in a little bit, but first the teams are lining up down the lines, and we're ready for the national anthem here at Veterans Field. Let's send it to the Paragon of Pronunciation, the best PA broadcaster in the league, Mr. Peter Burns.
Please rise for tonight's national anthem. Peter Michael Pirro has been performing Canadian and U.S. anthems for Major League Baseball since 2003 and on the Cape since 2016. With more than 200 appearances, Peter Michael is proud to dedicate every anthem to those who protect and serve this great nation. On this beautiful Independence Day, please join Peter Michael as he leads us in singing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Peter Michael Pirro with tonight's
The national anthem performed by Peter Michael Pirro, and it means a little bit extra today, Independence Day here in America, as Chatham meets Orleans for the second straight day. Let's waste no time and get to the lineups presented by Chatham Clothing Bar, starting with the Orleans Firebirds at 4-11, the visiting team here tonight at Veterans Field. The left-handed hitting second baseman, Mike Mancini, who's transferring to Vanderbilt, hits in the leadoff spot. He's followed by the catcher, a right-hander from LMU, Hadim Zhao. Third hitter in the order is the left-handed hitting center fielder Landon Moran from Stetson University. Rock Chalowski, the right-handed hitting shortstop from UCLA, bats in the cleanup spot, followed by two lefties, Austin Smith, the left fielder from San Diego, and Hudson Shoup, who's inserted into the starting lineup. He's from Gonzaga. Bottom third of the order is a righty and then two lefties, Evan Griffiths, the DH from Stetson, Jack Gurovich, the first baseman from San Diego, and Ben Ziegler-Namoa, the right fielder from Hawaii. Again, that's Mancini, Zhao, Moran, Chalowski, Smith, Shoup, Griffiths, Gurovich, and Ziegler-Namoa, who will come to the plate for Orleans, 6 lefties and 3 righties.
As for the Chatham Anglers on the 4th of July at Veterans Field, the A's take the field right now, and here is first-year manager Sheets' starting lineup coming in at 7-8. A win would make it a 3-game winning streak and back to 500 for the Anglers, and Austin O'Verne out of USC leads things off in the one hole out in center field. From LSU, Ashton Larson bats second and plays right field. The catcher from Auburn, also catch of the day today, Ike Irish bats third. Batting cleanup, John Bay from Austin P back in the starting lineup as the designated hitter. Iva Arquette from Washington plays shortstop and bats fifth. From Grand Canyon, Eli Payton bats sixth and plays third base. At second base, an Augusta transfer to Georgia Tech, Kyle Lodis bats seventh. Batting eighth, the home run hitter from last night's 9th inning out of Pittsburgh, the first baseman, Luke Cantwell. And out in left field, rounding out the starting 9 for Chatham, Jet Johnston, an Auburn transfer from Texas A&M. Again, it's O'Verne, Larson, Irish, Bay, Arquette, Payton, Lodis, Cantwell, and Johnston. 5 lefties and 4 righties for the A's.
Again, the lineups presented by Chatham Clothing Bar, proud partner of the Chatham A's. And the pitching matchup is presented by the Red Nun Bar and Grill. It pits Jacob Weaver, the right-hander from Austin Peay University, against Michael Foltz Jr. from George Washington. Weaver throws for Chatham. Foltz is on the bump for Orleans. And with Chatham at home, Jacob Weaver makes his third start of the summer. 6'3", 220-pound junior warms up here ahead of the home fans at Veterans Field. We'll have more on each pitcher as the game goes on. Again, pitching matchup presented by the Red Nun Bar and Grill. Our umpires tonight: Jeff Merzell behind home plate, Mike Rabideau keeps first base company, and Anthony Brunetti will be down the third base line. Umpires presented by Chatham Paint and Hardware. Well, we're ready for first pitch on July 4th, a festive holiday, and we play America's pastime on America's birthday, that's for sure. Jacob Weaver is ready. He faces Mike Mancini, Hadim Jow, and Landon Moran in the first inning. Two lefties and a righty against the Anglers' right-handed starter. Weaver steps atop the mound. He works from the first base side of the rubber. A right-hander from the windup comes set. Here is his first pitch, and it's flown in the air left field, down the line, cutting away from Johnston, the left fielder. It's down for a base hit. Mancini takes the turn around first. Here's the throw to second. He is out! On one pitch, highlight number one, as Jet Johnston guns down Mike Mancini, trying to stretch a single to a double. Well, Andrew, I'm not sure it's the way Jacob Weaver expected he'd start his outing, but he gets an out on one pitch.
You'll take that, I guess. Hard hit baseball the other way. And Orleans desperately needed it, but it turns into an out.
So here's Hadim Jow, the right-handed catcher. First pitch. That one's down low with a sinker. It's a ball and no strikes. 71 degrees and cloudy. First pitch was 1 minute late at 7:01. 1-0. Swing and a miss from Jow. It's a ball and a strike. Time and temperature presented, as always, by the Chatham Athletic Association. So one out and the base is empty as Weaver works still from the windup. Right-on-right matchup. Here's the delivery. Bouncing ball towards the right side. Lodis dives into shallow right, and it squeaks by him into right field. Jow takes the turnaround first. He makes the wise decision to stop there. Back-to-back singles start the first for the Firebirds. It's taken two batters. We have seen as many hits for Orleans as we saw all of last night. Two-hitter thrown by Chatham and a 12-1 win. One retired, Jow at first. Here's the left-handed bat of Landon Moran. Weaver deals, and Moran cues it foul over the third base dugout, out of play. No balls and a strike. We'll set the defensive alignment presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Jet Johnston, who's already thrown out a runner, is at left field. In center field, it's Austin O'Vern, joined in the outfield and right by Ashton Larson. As Weaver sets from the stretch, he picks to first. Tag applied, but it's too late from the first baseman, Luke Cantwell, who's joined on the right side of the infield by Kyle Lodis. Left side is Iva Arquette at short. Eli Payton in his second Anglers game at third. Ike Irish is in the squat doing the catching. 0-1 pitch from Weaver. Popped up left side, out of play again. Into the parking lot, it's no balls and two strikes. Clouds up above. We saw the sun all day, including during the 4th of July parade that went on from about 9:30 to 11:30 this morning in Chatham. Now complete cloud cover. 0-2 on the way. Moran bounces it through the right side. It's a base hit. It skips out to Ashton Larson, the right fielder. As Jow takes the turn from second, he makes it to third. And runners at the corners for Orleans with one out. 3 straight singles for the Firebirds, who were held to 2 hits just one night ago.
Batting for Orleans, the shortstop, number 14, from UCLA, Rob Chalowski.
Kyle Lodis, the second baseman for Chatham, he pounds his glove. He looks at Jacob Weaver, gives him a fist bump through the air, trying to will his pitcher through the first inning that has seen 3 straight base hits for Orleans and likely would have plated a run if not for the play in left from Jet Johnston. Here's another right-handed bat. It's Rock Chalowski, the shortstop. Weaver delivers. Swing and a miss from Chalowski. It's 0-1. One out in the top of the first inning. No score yet between Orleans and Chatham, but the Firebirds threaten with runners at first and third. Chalowski taps the plate. He digs out the back of the right-hand batter's box. And he awaits the 0-1. Here it is. Bounced on the ground, up the third base line. In comes Peyton. He throws to first. It's in time to get the out. But Hadim Zhao comes in to score, and RBI for Rock Chalowski makes it 1-0 Firebirds in the first.
San Diego State, number 2, Austin Smith.
Andrew, it was the smart play from Eli Peyton, but it's got to be a tough decision to just allow the run to score on a ball right in front of you.
It probably is a bang-bang play, Jack, if he comes home with that baseball, but first inning after your offense put up 12 last night, you want to make sure you get outs, as Jacob Weaver has given up some tough contact.
First pitch to the lefty, Austin Smith, is off the plate outside. 1 ball and no strikes. So Orleans strikes first. 1-0 Firebirds here in the top of the first at Veterans Field. Moran is at second with 2 outs. A ball and no strikes on Smith as Weaver delivers. In the dirt with a changeup. It skips off Irish, and that allows Moran to head for third. It has not been the cleanest inning for Chatham, Andrew. And it comes after the A's probably played their best game of the entire season yesterday. Already given up more hits than last night. Same amount of runs to Orleans. 2-0. Off the outside corner with a sinker. 3 balls and no strikes. Moran gets a short lead off of third. Not held on by Peyton. 3-0 pitch. Off the outside corner, ball 4. So 3 hits and now a walk. That puts runners at the corners for Hudson Shoup.
Now batting for Orleans, the third baseman from Gonzaga, number 13, Hudson Shoup.
And in an ideal world for Chatham, after how things went last night, you go with Jacob Weaver out there on the mound. Hope he tosses a scoreless 1-2-3 and the offense gets right back to work. But he's been made to work here in the first. You just don't want to see an explosive inning for Orleans. You want to keep it manageable.
First pitch to the lefty, Shoup. On the outside corner with a slider. No balls and 1 strike.
Like, you can live with 1 or 2 runs in the first inning, but yesterday Chatham put up 4 in the first, and it really felt like it took Orleans out of the ballgame.
Weaver is set from the stretch, looking to avoid the crooked number. He picks to first. It's a little bit late as Smith dives back in safely. We've talked at length this season about the offensive struggles for Orleans, and on the other side, it's a big positive sign for the Firebirds to score early against Chatham. 0-1 pitch. Upstairs to Shoup. It's a ball and a strike. Coming into the night, in 15 games, the Firebirds had just 33 runs, averaging just over 2 a game, and in 2 games against Chatham, a total of 2 runs for the Birds. 1-1 pitch. Shoup hits it on the ground over the umpire at shortstop. Arquette has it. He flips to second, and that's in time for the final out. The Firebirds strike first here on the 4th of July. It's 1-0 Orleans, but Chatham had to score anyway as the A's come to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. It's 1-0 Orleans on top. 3 lefties will come to the plate, O'Verne, Larson, and Irish, as Michael Foltz Jr., a lefty, heads onto the mound for Orleans. 2 hits, 1 run, no errors, and 2 runners left on base for the Birds. Stick with us. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Orleans already in front 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the first inning here on the 4th of July at Veterans Field. Again, a reminder of the Anglers' order. It goes Austin Overn, Ashton Larson, Ike Irish, John Bay, Iva Arquette, Eli Payton, Kyle Lodice, Luke Cantwell, and Jet Johnston. First three batters are all lefties as Orleans sends a lefty out onto the hill. A 6-foot, 200-pound senior from George Washington, Michael Foltz Jr. Foltz, working with a 1-0 lead, is quickly on the mound from the windup as he waits for Austin Overn to step into the box. Foltz holds his glove at his belt, brings it up to his face. He kicks and he deals. Overn takes off the plate outside. 1 ball and no strikes. That was a fastball at 86 miles an hour from Foltz, who does not run it up in terms of velocity, but he holds a spotless 0-0 ERA in the Cape. He's into his windup, the 1-0. Is in the dirt with a slider, 2 balls and no strikes. No earned runs allowed for Foltz in 13 innings already for Orleans. That's across 3 games and 2 starts, and he's only given up 4 hits. So a tough task for the A's offense that already trails 1-0. 2-0 to Overn. He takes low, 3 balls and no strikes. Foltz won't overpower you, just 4 strikeouts to go along with those 4 walks and 4 hits. But he has scattered any trouble. 3-0. That's at the belt for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike with a fastball.
It's amazing in this league that a guy like Foltz can come up here and not touch 90 and do what he's already done this summer. But that proves that if you can pitch, you can win.
3-1. Off the inside corner, ball 4. Overn reaches base to start the ball game the same way he did yesterday. He draws a leadoff walk.
And what I mean by that, Jack, is if you can put the ball exactly where you want it, especially with wood bats in these players' hands, you can pitch in this league. You don't have to be overpowering if you can command it, like Foltz has done through his first couple of appearances.
We've said it all summer. It's a pitcher's league here out on Cape Cod. Here's another lefty, Ashton Larson, as Foltz works from the stretch with Overn at first. First pitch, Larson lines it straight back. No balls and 1 strike. That fastball was at 89, which is tops what we've seen so far from Foltz. The George Washington product wiggles his arm as he stares in for his sign. The lefty's ready, he comes set. 0-1 pitch. On the outside corner, a slider for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Larson, after a 1-for-4 day yesterday, is hitting .375 through his first nearly 10 games as an A. He's knocked in 1 as a quick pick goes back to first and Overn's back in. Top of this order is really getting figured out for Sheets, with Overn at the top spot, Larson batting second, and Ike Irish standing on deck, who homered yesterday. Long pause from Foltz. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He placed 87 miles an hour perfectly off the outside corner, and he gets his first strikeout in the first out of the first. 1-0 Orleans on top in the bottom of the first inning here at Veterans Field after the A's beat Orleans yesterday, trying to sweep this 2-game home-and-home set. Another lefty to the plate. It is Irish, catcher from Auburn, who had a 2-for-4 day yesterday with that home run. Here the first pitch he sees is a fastball high, 1 ball and no strikes. So with 2 hits yesterday, Irish's average is all the way up to .286 after it was down in the 100s through a slow start to the summer. 1 home run, 5 runs knocked in for Irish. Another pick to first. Overn scrambles back to the bag. Irish is on a 4-game hit streak where we've really seen him come into his own. 6 for 12 across that stretch, and that home run yesterday that he knew off the bat was gone. 1-0, Overn on the move. Pitch is high. Here's the throw down. Slide. He's out. Just barely before he got his foot into the second base bag, Chalowski applies the tag on Overn. That's the second out of the inning. Just the second time that Overn has been caught this summer. His ledger's now 5 for 7. Now the 2-0 with the bases empty. It's outside, 3 balls and no strikes.
That had to be perfect from behind the plate with Zhao and the tag from Chalowski, or else O'Vern was safe.
3-0 on the outside corner with a fastball, 3-1.
Basically, Chalowski caught the ball and put the tag on in one motion.
O'Vern, after walking yesterday, did steal a base off of Zhao. There's 3-1. Our Irish bounces it up the first base line. On 2 big hops, Gurovich has it. The first baseman takes it to the bag and retires Irish. So a walk starts the game for Austin O'Vern, but Michael Foltz gets a throw from his catcher Zhao, and he faces the minimum in the first. It's 1-0 as we head to the top of the second inning. Orleans in front here at Veterans Field. Jacob Weaver heads back out. He'll face the bottom third of the order for Orleans. Stick with us. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle. But like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams to scatter. When you pull them all together, and I can't explain. Oh yeah, well, you make my dreams come true.
Hi, this is Carson Ligon from Mississippi State University. You're listening to the Chatham A's Baseball with Andrew Selover and Jack Smith on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
We're back for the top of the second here at Veterans Field. A July 4th matchup between Chatham and Orleans, 2 rivals here on Cape Cod. Jacob Weaver heads back out for his second inning of work. After giving up a run in the first, he faces the bottom third of Orleans' order. A righty and then 2 lefties. It's Evan Griffiths, Jack Gurovich, Ben Ziegler-Namoa to the plate for the Firebirds. So Weaver, Chatham's righty, climbs the back of the mound like stairs. He steps on to the first base side of the rubber from the windup. Holds his glove at his belt, brings it up to his face. He delivers. And Griffiths takes inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. That was the changeup from Weaver at 80 miles an hour, part of a 4-pitch mix for the Austin Peay right-hander. Who's ready? 1-0. On the outside corner with a fastball. It's 1-1. His primary fastball is a sinker. That tops out at 95, but normally works in the low 90s. As he kicks and deals 1-1. Inside, ball 2. It almost hit Evan Griffiths to move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Sinker has a lot of tail and a lot of drop arm side for the right-hander Weaver. He pairs that with a similar pitch, a changeup. And he's ready. Here's the 2-1. Griffiths hits a high fly ball center field. O'Vern goes back in front of the warning track. He takes 2 steps to his left, and he makes the catch. The deepest part of the yard held that ball in. Went 98 off the bat, 360 feet through the air, but Austin O'Vern was waiting for it to come down. On top of the sinker and the changeup, Weaver will throw a curveball and a slider. So he stares in at Jack Gurovich, the first baseman, who swings and misses at strike 1. No balls and a strike. 1-0 Orleans on top in the top of the second inning here at Veterans Field. Weaver still from the windup. Fires it home. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That was a dirty changeup off the outside corner. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on the lefty Gurovich. He taps his front shoulder. Here's the pitch from Weaver. Gurovich lofts it in the air, right center field. Larson has a beat on it. He gives way to O'Vern, who in the gap makes the catch. So 2 flyouts to center field means 2 outs in the second inning.
The right fielder from the University of Hawaii, number 15, Ben Ziegler-Namoa.
We really haven't seen Weaver settle into his groove yet this summer, whether it's been command or giving up hard hits like he did in the first. Feels like every time out there on the mound, he's had a little bit of a struggle.
Here's the lefty Ziegler-Namoa. First pitch. He takes a sinker low. 1 ball and no strikes. Last time out against Harwich, Andrew, Weaver I thought pitched pretty well, but ended up, I believe, getting the loss. 2 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings. Chatham's offense went silent. 1-0. At the bottom of the zone, it's a ball and a strike. The Austin Peay product really got rocked his first time out against Hyannis, and he gave up a run here in his 3rd start in the 1st inning. 1-1 on the way. Down low with a curveball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Coming into the game, he had given up 6 earned runs in 6 1/3 innings. 8 hits and 4 walks, so the whip awfully high for Jacob Weaver. Who's ready? 2-1. Tapped foul behind home plate. It's off with the catcher Irish and trickles towards the Chatham dugout, 2-2. After he struggled through the first, Weaver does have a chance for a 1-2-3 second. Back-to-back flyouts to center field, now a 2-2 count on the 9-hole man Ziegler Namoa. Weaver sets at the belt. From the windup, he brings it home. Off the outside corner, just barely with a breaking ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A walk would bring Mike Mancini to the plate, a leadoff hitter who singled his first time up. 3-2 from Weaver. Bounced on the ground towards second. A dive for Lodis. It trickles into right field. Larson picks it up. He gets it in quickly. But in a 3-2 count, Ziegler Namoa singles to keep the 2nd inning alive. Another ball hit hard off the bat of these Firebirds against Jacob Weaver. That one came off the bat at 96, Andrew.
Looked like Lodis had a chance at that one, but couldn't quite get the glove to it. If he made the play, it would have been a heck of a play.
And just skipped through the grass and all the way on into right field for the 4th Firebirds hit. 1-0 Orleans. Lineup card flips over. First pitch to Mancini is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Mancini got the hitting started for Orleans in the 1st inning, not the scoring. He singled down the left field line, tried to stretch it to a double before Jet Johnston threw him out. Right on left, 1-0. He squares to bunt, he goes around. Here's the pick back to first, late. Irish looking for the 3rd out of the inning at first base, but he'll have to settle for a 1-1 count. Mancini's single was the first of 3 straight base hits for Orleans in the 1st. 3rd of which came from Landon Moran to knock in Hadim Jow. Peyton pulls in, watching a bunt at 3rd. See if another square comes. Instead, it's a pick back to 1st. Ziegler Namoa dives in safely.
A bit bizarre to see Mancini square around with 2 outs here in the inning. At first, I thought he might just be bluffing. He really went around and tried to lay the last one down.
He swings here and bounces in front of home plate. Irish pounces on it, picks it up, and he tags Mancini before the left-hander could even move. It's not a bunt, but it practically works the same. Ball went about a foot in front of home plate before Irish picked it up to tag out Mancini. That sends us to the bottom of the 2nd inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base for Orleans. Bay, Arquette, and Peyton coming up. 1-0 Orleans on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team.
Safe.
The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
1-0 Orleans on top as we head to the bottom of the second here from Veterans Field. A left on right to start the bottom of the second as Michael Foltz from Orleans deals to John Bay for Chatham. Foltz instead steps off the back of the mound, wiggles his fingers looking to cycle through the signs from his catcher Hadim Jow. Now he's back atop the rubber. He sets and he throws. It's down in the dirt with a changeup, a ball and no strikes. Bay, Arquette, and Payton, the three due up to the plate for Chatham. Two righties and then a lefty against the left-hander Foltz. 1-0 pitch. Bay cranks it on the ground. One hop to third. Shoop dives to his left. He gets up. He throws to first. And it's in time to get Bay by a step. What a play from Shoop over to his left, spinning and pirouetting on the dirt to rob John Bay of a hit on a ball hit 102 miles an hour.
Got to get to that one in a hurry. Somehow Shoop grabbed it off that hop. Easily could have gotten into left field.
Here's the right-handed bat of Iva Arquette with 1 out and the bases empty. 1-0 lead for Orleans. As again, Michael Foltz Jr. wants to cycle through the signs from Jow. He's back on the mound and he throws. Arquette takes outside, a ball and no strikes. It looked real smooth from Hudson Shoop over at third, who moved just 1 step to his left but did it all in 1 motion with a spin. 1-0. Arquette lofts it in the air, down the right field line, hooking foul. Ziegler Namoa's over, and he stumbles over the bullpen mound. It falls foul. I think if the dirt is flat over there, Ziegler Namoa makes the catch, but he had to climb up the side of the mound and then ended up stumbling and just straight up missed the fly ball that looked destined for his glove.
Looked like he overran it too. And so when he tried to go back, that doesn't typically work too well when you're on uneven territory.
So second life for Iva Arquette and a 1-1 count. Foltz kicks and deals. Hits outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Orleans got its 1 run in the first inning on 3 straight base hits to open the inning. Chatham still hitless against Foltz through 4 batters. As again he's stepping off the back of the mound, he wants new signs. He's right back atop the rubber, so resetting has worked. 2-1. Upstairs, 3 balls and 1 strike. I don't know what the difference is between staying on the mound and shaking and going off the back of the mound and looking to reset the signs. 3-1. Arquette flips one into center field. Falling in front of the center fielder, Moran. He lays out, and he made the catch. Went back-to-back plays to rob Chatham of hits. The Orleans defense is showing off in the bottom of the second.
The third baseman from Grand Canyon University, number 27, Eli Payton.
It was not hit hard off the bat of Iva Arquette, but looked primed to find grass in center field, but another significant defensive play for the Birds. So here's Eli Payton left on left. He takes low, a ball and no strikes.
Full horizontal out there from Moran, but he seemed to have a beat on it the entire way.
1-0 pitch to Payton. Off the outside corner, 2-0. Both hitters in this inning, Foltz has fallen behind. He's given up solid contact, specifically with Bay at the plate, but he's gotten help from the boys behind him. As Payton takes outside, 3 balls and no strikes. 1-0 Orleans, 4 hits for the Firebirds, none for the A's. 3-0 on the way. And Payton takes a strike. Fastball at the belt, 3-1. And even despite the fact that Foltz has been erratic and out of the zone, he has a chance to face the minimum through 2. Looking for a 1-2-3 frame. 3-1. Payton grounds it softly towards first. Over to his right, Gurevich has it and rolls up his arm, but he flips to first with Foltz covering for the final out of the inning. Well, Foltz falls behind all 3, and he gets 3 good plays from his defense to get out of the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. Weaver's heading back out for the third. We'll head there with him. Hadim Jow, Landon Moran, Rock Jalowski coming up. 1-0 Orleans. You're listening to A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the Sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz.
Accurate metrics and powerful visuals to your organization.
Time for the top of the third here at Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts. A July 4th matchup between Orleans and Chatham. Firebirds are in front 1-0 and send the offense back to the plate against Jacob Weaver. Hadim Jow, Landon Moran, and Rock Chalowski will step to the plate. It's two righties and a lefty against Jacob Weaver. Weaver, clad in his white Chatham jersey, comes set from the windup, and he deals. Jow takes a strike. Slider on the inside corner, no balls and one strike. Jow singled his first time to the plate. Right-handed hitting catcher is 1 for 1. A 1 pitch on the outside corner with a sinker that bends back over the outer part of the plate. It's quickly 0-2. Infield plays deep for Jow. First baseman Cantwell off the line. 0-2. Down and out. It's a ball and 2 strikes. We're in the third, so the Chatham roll call starts. They go from Johnston to Overn and over to Larson in the outfield. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A wipe away slider off the outside corner gets Jow down for the first out of the inning and the first strikeout for Jacob Weaver. That brings up Landon Moran, the left-handed hitting center fielder. Chatham looks for a possible bunt with Eli Payton, third baseman, pulled in. First pitch. Moran takes a slider on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Rest of the infield plays the left-hander Moran to pull. Middle infielders both play on the grass. A 1 swing and a miss from Moran. The curveball down in the dirt. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. Outside, ball 1. Orleans on top, 1-0. 4 hits for the Firebirds, none for the A's. Here at home in front of a huge Veterans Field crowd. 1-2. Upstairs with a fastball, 2-2. The center field berm and right field covered in beach chairs with every bleacher full behind the dugouts and home plate. 2-2. Off the hands, fouled away down the left field line. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Down where that foul ball went, there's a second set of bleachers that seems to be overflowing with Chatham fans. Pepper the seats. 2-2. Off the plate outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And of course, the fans that can't find seats are walking around. They're getting merch down at the snack shack where there's a huge line. 3-2. Upstairs, ball 4. It squirts away from Irish to the backstop. From 0-2 to a walk, Landon Moran's on for the second time.
The shortstop from UCLA, number 14, Rock Chalowski.
Second walk of the day from Jacob Weaver, who gave up 3 hits and a base on balls in the first inning. Has Chatham down 1-0. Here's the righty Rock Chalowski. Shortstop from UCLA bounced out to third but picked up an RBI in the first. Right on right matchup as Weaver goes to the stretch. He kicks and deals. Check swing from Chalowski, and he went around. He was tied up on an inside breaking ball, and the count is 0-1. Weaver peers in for his sign, pins his glove on his left leg, and comes set. 0-1 pitch. In the dirt with a breaking ball, 1-1. Nothing quite like 4th of July baseball, especially here in Chatham, where the fans were out in full force for the parade earlier. Seems like they've partied throughout the day and made their way here to the A's game. 1-1. Chalowski takes inside with a sinker, 2-1. Andrew, not to make you compare, I know that the game didn't get played on the 4th of July last year, but did you feel the same energy around Chatham last season?
Around the town, yes.
2-1, runner on the move. Pitches inside, and there won't be a throw. It's off the glove of Irish. The pitch stays near home plate. 3-1 as Moran steals second. Sorry to interrupt with the play.
I wouldn't have. I would say there wasn't quite as much energy around the team last year. The results weren't going Chatham's way, you could say that. And they also didn't come in off a 12-1 win.
Against this same Orleans squad. Boy, what a game it was last night. 3-1 pitch. Chalowski dribbles it foul. Back behind home plate.
Whole lot of energy on the float this morning, bright and early.
Dunkin' Donuts is fuel, but I think most of it was the residual energy from that 12-1 win. Runner at second and 1 out. 1-0 Orleans in front. 3-2 on Rock Chalowski. Here's the payoff pitch. In the dirt, ball 4. Second straight walk for Jacob Weaver. Puts runners at first and second.
Cape Cod Baseball League and the Chatham Anglers in partnership with the Mass State Lottery celebrate the dedication.
Well, I want to be the first to apologize for the rain last year. Say I'm sorry that you had the 4th of July taken from you. But I'm glad that we've got a game here today, and it looks like for now, even with clouds above, weather shouldn't be part of the story.
Me too. It's never fun to get rained out, especially on the 4th of July. Feels un-American.
I think if you're looking at sports holiday combinations, I'd argue that the baseball and 4th of July are the best two.
What about the hot dog eating contest on 4th of July?
Not this year.
Well, it happened.
It happened, but it does not count. It's like the 2020 Dodgers World Series. There's an asterisk next to whoever won today. Joey Chestnut out of the race after he endorsed, what was it, a meatless hot dog brand?
Yeah.
Runners at first and second, 1 out. Here's Austin Smith. The lefty takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Who won, do you know?
I don't, but I know that the number was lower than every year that Chestnuts won. I think dating back to 2010 or something like that.
Go figure.
Does not count. Weaver is set. Middle infield double play depth. 1-0. Smith takes a bender on the outside corner. It's a ball and a strike.
Hot dog contest almost got rained out last year too, right?
I think so. Which is kind of a crazy thing to say, but we'll let it slide. 1-1 pitch. Smith pops it up on the infield. Over the mound, the third baseman Peyton is in, and he makes the catch. Infield fly rule was called, but Peyton made sure to secure out number 2.
The third baseman from Gonzaga, number 13, Hudson Shoup.
But anyways, of course there's Thanksgiving in football. Basketball gets played on Christmas. I don't think a sport and a holiday go better, more hand in hand together than baseball and the 4th of July.
NFL and Thanksgiving have close competition.
Here's the lefty Hudson Shoup. He squares to bunt and he takes a pitch in the dirt. It bounces off Irish. Here's the throw to third. Not in time. Oh, Moran was on his toes and he sprinted for third and just got underneath the tag of Eli Payton, who did not agree with the call from Anthony Brunetti. But the wild pitch means it's runners at the corners for Orleans with 2 outs. A 1-0 count on Hudson Shoup. That'll prompt Eric Beatty, the pitching coach for Chatham, to walk out to the mound. He'll chat with his starter, Jacob Weaver. It's 1-0 Orleans as the Firebirds threaten to add more here in the 3rd inning. So are you taking then NFL and Thanksgiving over baseball on the 4th of July?
Yes. Sorry.
We're a booth divided.
Sorry.
I will not speak with you the rest of the day.
I am reading, though, that Joey Chestnut put on an exhibition clinic today.
Well, more on that after this. Chatham Bar's in call to the bullpen. Eric Beatty taps his left hand, and he's bringing in a new pitcher. In just the top of the 3rd inning, Jacob Weaver goes only 2 2/3, and he's lifted for a lefty. Runners at first and third, a 1-0 count on Hudson Shoup, and Micah Ashman enters the game for Chatham. It's a 1-0 Orleans lead. We'll be back with more hot dog talk, baseball on the 4th of July. Here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, Weaver departs, Ashman comes in. It's still 1-0 Orleans. Stick with us here from Veterans Field.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod. I got my first real six-string, bought it at the 5 and dime. Played it till my fingers bled. Was the summer of '69. Me and some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit, Jody got married. Should've known we'd never get far. Oh, when I look back now, the summer seemed to last forever. And if I had the choice, yeah, those wanna be there. Those were the best days of my life. Ain't no use in complaining when you got a job to do. Spend my evenings down at the drive-in, and that's when I met you, yeah. Standing on your mama's porch, you told me that you'd wait forever. Oh, when you held my hand, I knew that it was now or never. Those were the best days of my life. Oh, yeah. Back in the summer of '69.
Welcome back to the top of the third inning from Veterans Field. Micah Ashman, the new lefty for Chatham, warms up as he inherits a first and third situation and a 1-0 Orleans lead in the top of the third inning. Ashman inherits also a 1-0 count on Hudson Shoup. As Eric Beatty went out, he pulled his starter Jacob Weaver, who went just 2 2/3. For now has given up 1 run. He's on the front step, hoping that Micah Ashman can strand the 2 runners aboard. Utah's lefty is set. He sets at the belt. 1-0 pitch. Shoup takes outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Ashman is 6'7", lanky 195-pound left-hander. Just wrapped up his junior season for the Utes and has made 2 appearances for Chatham. 2-0. Shoup lofts it into center field, falling quickly in front of Austin Overn. He is there though, and he makes the catch. Austin Overn with the range coming forward, picks up the final out of the inning, and it strands the runners at first and third. So Ashman comes in, he does his job. No runs on no hits, 2 runners left on base, no errors in the field for Chatham. See if Ashman stays out, but first the A's offense comes back to the plate in the third. It's been 6 up, 6 down for the Anglers, which means Lodice, Cantwell, and Johnston are coming to the plate against Michael Foltz. 1-0 Orleans still on top on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
To be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Well, I was born in a small town, and I live in a small town. Probably died in a small town, oh, small communities. All my friends live in a small town. My parents live in the same small town. My job is a small town, 'cause there's little opportunity.
More July 4th baseball coming your way here from Veterans Field in Chatham. As the A's send Kyle Lodice to the plate, a righty against the lefty Michael Foltz. Who deals? Lodice takes inside. It's a ball and no strikes. 1-0 Orleans on top in the bottom of the third inning. 4 hits for the Firebirds, none for the A's, who have gone 6 up and 6 down. 1-0. Lodis takes a strike. Fastball planted on the outside corner. It's 1-1. Lodis, the right-handed hitting second baseman, is followed by Luke Cantwell, a lefty, and Jet Johnston, a righty. Swing and a miss from Lodis at a high fastball. 1-2. A's have mustered 1 walk. That started the game by Austin Overn. Nothing else. 1-2. It's fouled away, back to the netting. Still a ball and 2 strikes. And now they've allowed Michael Foltz, who's retired 5 in a row, to settle into a groove, and he is working mighty fast to start the 3rd. He is back set. He's back into his windup, and he throws off the outside corner with a changeup. 2-2. It's like a breathless attack from Michael Foltz, trying to suffocate the A's, working with a 1-0 lead. 2-2 pitch. In the dirt with a slider. 3-2. Despite the fact the A's haven't been able to scratch anything off against Foltz, he has been anything but around the plate. He's in another 3-ball count. 3-2 pitch to Lodis. Popped up right side into shallow right field. Ziegler Namoa, the right fielder, calls off the second baseman Mancini, and he puts it away for out number 1. Andrew just feels like the A's have not been able to figure out Michael Foltz. He's given them good counts, whether it be 3-0, 3-1, or 3-2, but at the end of the day, he's winning all these battles.
A lot of weak contact despite those hitter-friendly counts for the A's.
First pitch to the lefty, Cantwell, is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Foltz delivers, and Cantwell takes a strike. A fastball at the belt, 1-1. Foltz has now thrown 34 pitches. Just 16 of them have been strikes, but he's gone 7 up and 7 down. 1-1. Inside, ball 2. Fastball almost hit Cantwell at the belt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cantwell hit the monster home run in the 9th last night. 2-1. He swings here and laces a line drive into left field, a base hit. It skips 1 hop to the left fielder Smith, who hucks it in. And Cantwell's around first with the A's first base hit.
Now batting for the Anglers, the left fielder from Texas A&M, number 7, Jet Johnston.
Fastball came in at 87 miles an hour, and Cantwell shot it the other way at 97. As our home plate umpire, Jeff Merzel, heads out, he talks with Michael Foltz Jr. He looks at Luke Cantwell at first, and now he walks back behind home plate. And did you see something, Andrew, that I missed on the line drive as to what Merzel would want to talk with Foltz about?
I do not. Perhaps Cantwell and Foltz exchanged words, but I'm not positive. But there also could be a problem as we see now. Foltz tells, rather the umpire Merzel tells Foltz he has to make eye contact with the batter.
Righty Jet Johnston at the plate. First pitch on the outside corner with a slider. It's 0-1.
Those were the 2 things I was thinking. Either Foltz and Cantwell were saying a few words back and forth, or with how quick Foltz is working, he might not be establishing that eye contact with that hitter before he pitches every time.
He pauses to come set. 0-1. Johnston takes another strike. Fastball right on the outside corner. It's quickly 0-2. Cantwell's home run yesterday was an absolute moment for the A's at the plate. Dugout was going ballistic, and then he hit the home run. And they even got just even louder as he dives back in on a pick back from Foltz. As Sheets mentioned in the manager's show, they weren't trying to show anybody up. They just wanted to have some fun. Firebirds did not look pleased, though. 0-2. Johnston fouls it away. So it did raise the idea, a potential question, and a 12-1 loss when the A's beat down on the Firebirds and were going crazy in the dugout. Did that open the door for someone to maybe get thrown at today in this rivalry matchup? Another pick to first sends Cantwell back to the base. It's an unlikely scenario, but that it could be one of the options for what Merzel was talking about. A 1 fastball missed near the belt, almost hit Cantwell, but struggle to think that's really what he went out there to talk about. Cantwell sways. 0-2. Fouled away back to the screen by Johnston. Tonight at Veterans Field, Orleans leads 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. A's have picked up their first hit here today on a single from Cantwell, who was at first with 1 out. 0-2 on the 9-hole man, Jet Johnston. Left on right. Foltz sets, he pauses, he waits, and he delivers. Off the outside corner with a fastball, 1-2. A little more pep in the step for Michael Foltz. That fastball at 90 miles an hour. First time we've seen him touch the 9s today. 1-2 pitch. Johnston lines it straight back. He got a hanging changeup and just missed it. So it's a ball and 2 strikes still.
Not getting cheated on the hacks.
Now Foltz is all around the zone with the righty Johnston at the plate, continuing to fill up the rectangular box. Here's another 1-2. Down low with a changeup, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Johnston is 0 for 10 so far to start his A's career. But he has drawn 3 walks, so he's shown signs of getting on base as a two-way guy heading to Auburn next year. 2-2. He takes high, checks his swing. Oh, strike 3 call. Johnston waited a long time before Jeff Merzell rang him up. A changeup hits the top of the zone for the second out of the inning. That brings to the plate the left-handed hitting Austin Overn. The leadoff man for Chatham walked his first time up. He bats with a runner at first and 2 away. Still 1-0 Orleans as Foltz sets at the belt. Delivers. It's on the outside corner with a fastball, 0-1. The strikeout of Johnston, the second of the day for Michael Foltz. If he can retire, Overn still just facing 1 over the minimum through 3 innings. 0-1 on the way. Check swing, pitch in the dirt, Overn held up, 1-1. Right now, the season line for Michael Foltz Jr. as he stops to retie his belt. No earned runs in 15 2/3 innings. So not only are the A's struggling against the left-hander from George Washington, everyone in the Cape League has not been able to figure him out. 1-1 on Overn, left on left. The pitch is popped up over the third base dugout and out of play. 1-2.
Best thing you can do against a guy that you're really struggling against is keep that pitch count climbing. Earlier you can get to the bullpen tonight against Orleans, the better.
48 pitches, just barely over 50% strikes. The 1-2. Off the plate outside, skips off the catcher, Jow. Cantwell heads towards second. He takes the turn but stops there. Wild pitch moves a runner into scoring position for Chatham.
Big 90 feet with Overn at the plate, and tell you what, that ball was about 6 inches away from rolling into a chalked off area outside of the Chatham dugout. Would have been out of play, given base runner an extra 90, put Cantwell at third.
He's at second with 2 outs. 2-2 on Overn. Foltz deals. Bounced on the ground towards second. Mancini is over to his left. He gobbles it up. He throws to first, and that ends the 3rd inning. Chatham gets its first hit, but still settles for no runs. No errors in the field. 1 runner left on base. Cantwell is stranded in scoring position. That sends us to the top of the 4th. Still 1-0 Orleans here at Veterans Field. The crowd is out in full force for 4th of July baseball, but haven't had much to cheer about quite yet. I'll hand things over to Andrew Selover as the Firebirds still lead 1-0. Micah Ashman back out onto the hill for Chatham. He faces Griffiths, Gurovich, Ziegler, Namoa. 7-8-9 when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on DRC.
Hey, this is Sheets, your manager from the Chatham A's. You're listening to America's Team with Andrew Selover and Jack Smith on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Top of the fourth on July 4th here at Veterans Field. Micah Ashman on the mound for Chatham. He faces Evan Griffiths, and his first pitch is lined through the right side, a base hit. Leadoff single to start the top of the fourth for Orleans. Firebirds out in front of the A's 1-0.
First baseman from the University of San Diego, number 25, Jack Gurovich.
Griffiths singles. He stands at first. Jack Gurovich digs in from the left side. I'm Andrew Selover, back with Jack Smith. Cloudy night. 70 degrees. Can't complain here on the 4th of July at Veterans Field. First pitch. Line foul. Oh, that caught a cameraman. Off the hand down the third base line. He shakes it off. Turns down the assist from the trainer. All good. No balls, one strike. Ashman out of the stretch, left on left. Looks to first. Comes home. Swing and a miss. No balls, two strikes. Fans continued to pile into Veterans Field. More and more people watching baseball as the 0-2 rides high. Irish jumps up to grab it. We've got people in left field. I think that's the first time I've seen that at Veterans Field. There's only trees out there and a small walkway, and they're just standing, leaning over the fence. 1-2. Check swing on a breaking ball. Appeal down. No swing. Much to the dismay of the third base dugout that groans. Slider that curved all the way into the right-hand batter's box, and Gurovich somehow laid off. 2-2. Bounced foul at the plate. Rolls over to the first base dugout. J.P. Smith for the Firebirds out to gather. First full inning of work for Micah Ashman in relief of Jacob Weaver. Came in to get the final out of the third. 2-2. Lined out to left field, drifting back on it, Johnston. He's shy of the track, he's under it, he grabs it. One down. Bit of a late jump out there for Johnston, who circled his way out to his left. Came in a couple steps, rotated back, shied up just short of the track. Gurovich retired. Ben Ziegler-Namoa digs in.
Number 15, Ben Ziegler-Namoa.
Final line for Jacob Weaver out of Austin Peay, Chatham starter. 2 2/3, 4 hits, 3 walks, a strikeout, and 1 run allowed. It was earned. The pitch, curveball on the outside corner. Strike 1 to Ziegler-Namoa. Orleans leads Chatham 1-0. 1 run on 5 hits, no errors for the Firebirds. No runs, 1 hit. No errors for Chatham. 0-1. Fastball lined foul. That one takes a ricochet off the dugout out toward the third base coaching box. New baseball for Ashman. Grips it with his left arm dangling down his side. Stares into Irish. 0-2. Curveball bounces in. What a stop from Ike Irish. Sliding to his left on one knee. Got the arms around it and allowed it to hit the chest protector. That keeps Evan Griffiths at bay over at first. Led off with a single, then a fly out to left from Gurovich. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Elevated fastball. Ziegler-Namoa fans on it late. And he takes a slow stroll back to the first base dugout with a strikeout.
The second baseman from Vanderbilt, number 4.
First K
Mike
of the day for
Mancini.
Micah Ashman, and he faces the top of the order, Mike Mancini, with 2 outs. Mancini out of James Madison, transferring to Vanderbilt next season. Left on left, the offering. Fastball taken over the heart, strike 1. Jack, we've seen over the last couple of days here on Cape Cod so many guys announce their intentions to enter the portal and where they're headed. As Ashman looks to first, his 0-1. Curveball lands for strike 2, and Mancini no different. Headed to Vanderbilt, but we've also seen guys announce they're leaving Vanderbilt. Camden Kozel at Bourne just announced he's hitting the transfer portal. So in and out from a whole lot of programs. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. High fastball again from Ashman, and he blows it past Mancini, who went chasing up out of his stance. Back-to-back strikeouts and the top of the 4th. Leadoff single does not come back to bite Micah Ashman. Orleans goes scoreless on 1 hit, no errors from the A's, and 1 man, Evan Griffiths, left on over at first base. Michael Foltz back for his 4th inning of work when we return to the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Michael Foltz doesn't just pitch fast, he also warms up fast, and so we're back for the bottom of the 4th already here at Veterans Field. You get 2 minutes on the pitch clock in between innings, and Foltz signals to our home plate umpire Jeff Merzel at about the 1:30 mark that he's ready to go. Doesn't need that full 2 minutes as he faces Ashton Larson to start the bottom of the 4th. First pitch, down in the dirt, ball 1. Larson 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Chatham trails Orleans 1-0, bottom of the 4th. 1-0 is lined over the head of the shortstop, dropping fair into left field, a base hit. Larson just lifted it high over the head of Cholowski at short. No chance for Austin Smith in left to get there. It's a leadoff bloop single the other way for Chatham's right fielder. 1 on, nobody out for another lefty swinger, Ike Irish. Ashton Larson just continues to produce as he comes into Chatham. 7-game hit streak now. First pitch to Irish is roped down the right field line. It drops fair. A base hit. Larson takes the turnaround second. He chugs in and he dives safely, and Irish advances to second without a throw on the throw from right into third base. A single from Ike Irish, then both runners advance as Larson went first to third without a doubt, and Chatham has the first 2 aboard in scoring position to start the 4th. First piece of trouble for Michael Foltz on the mound.
And Ziegler Namoa thought he had the arm to get Ashton Larson at third. If he hits his cutoff man, it would just be runners at the corners right now, but he got greedy, went for the outfield assist, and that allowed Irish to move to second.
He landed it about 2/3 of the way to third base, well up the line toward left field. John Bay digs in. First pitch to the righty. Taking a fastball at 88 miles per hour, strike 1. First time up for Bay, he hit the hardest baseball of the night, 102 on a 1-hopper to third that was fielded and thrown for an out. 0-1 is bounced over in the hole at short. Fielded there, the run will score. Throw to first is in time for an out, but John Bay drives home Ashton Larson from third on a ground out to short, and Chatham equalizes here in the bottom of the 4th. Orleans 1, Chatham 1.
And for the first time this season, Michael Foltz has an ERA.
Came into tonight having not allowed a run in 13 innings pitched across 3 appearances. Now he faces Iva Arquette, trying to keep this game tied. First pitch at the top of the zone on the outside corner. Arquette shakes it off, strike 1. Irish still at second base, representing a possible go-ahead run for the Anglers, with 1 out here in the 4th. Foltz out of the stretch, peers in, looks back, comes home, and misses inside. Despite Chatham's struggles early offensively against Michael Foltz, the A's pitching staff kept it intact. Now Chatham striking, 1-1. In the dirt, 2 balls, 1 strike. Jacob Weaver didn't have his best stuff, but he managed to get through 2 2/3, giving up just 1 run. Micah Ashman has kept it scoreless since then. And Chatham now a chance to take the lead after already bringing home 1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-1. Arquette hits it high in the air, medium depth right center. Drifting over Moran from center. He's shy of the track. He grabs it. Tagging up from second. Irish chugs into third without a throw. Sac fly advances the runner, but now 2 outs for Eli Payton.
Number 27, Eli Payton.
All things told, if Foltz can get Payton here, it's a net positive after allowing second and third with nobody out. He just seems to really be in control of all of his pitches after a sluggish start around the zone. He right now seems like he can command everything he's got.
Left on left, the pitch is squibbed up the middle. Foltz off the mound, tries to barehand it. He slips, he falls, he has no play, and he punches the turf with his left bare hand. He's just given up the lead. A pretty routine comebacker. Foltz couldn't handle it. Payton reaches, and Irish scores. Chatham leads it 2-1 on an error on Michael Foltz, the starting pitcher.
And just like that, he's behind. Doesn't go down as an earned run, but he had all the opportunity in the world to help himself out with that play.
First pitch to Lodis is hit hard on the ground. Grabbed at second base, though, by Mancini, who floats it to first. And Lodis retired on 1 pitch. Not before Chatham sends 6 to the plate. The A's strike for 2, one of them unearned, as Chatham hits 2. There's an error on the pitcher, Foltz, and the A's leave 1 runner on base. Chatham takes back the lead for the first time tonight. We're through 4, and it's 2-1 Anglers on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Like tell you about now, baby. You know, she comes around. Just about 5 feet 4. From her head to the ground. You know, she comes around here just about midnight. She make her feel so good, love. She make her feel all right. And her name is G. L. Whoa.
Top of the 5th from Veterans Field for the first time on the 4th of July. Chatham has the lead over their rival Orleans. It's A's 2 and Firebirds 1. Heart of the order due up for the Birds, 2, 3, and 4. Facing Micah Ashman, lefty out of Utah, against the righty Hadim Zhao. First pitch, he squares and bunts it in front of the plate, and it rolls foul up the third base line about 2 feet. Zhao actually dropped his bat in front of the plate, as that one was bunted only 6 inches out of the right-hand batter's box, and the baseball nearly made contact with it in fair territory. Instead, Ike Irish wisely decided to let it roll just over the third base chalk. Strike one. And a long, slow walk back from first base for Jow, where the home plate umpire Jeff Merzell so kindly hands him his bat. Merzell gives the point back to Ashman. Chatham's pitcher's 0-1 is popped foul, tailing out of play first base side. Cantwell gives it a look, but he runs out of room. Lands in the trees and among thousands of people gathered at Veterans Field. In my 2 years here, Jack, this is the best crowd I think I've seen.
This rivals the fireworks night from the other day. I don't think this is 8,000 people
quite
like that night was, but it's not that far off.
Ashman's 0-2. Fastball just tipped back to the backstop.
If you're just talking about density of some of these crowds, down the lines, up on the berm, it's packed.
They said probably 8,000 for the fireworks. I'd guess probably anywhere between 4,000 and 5,000 tonight. Another 0-2. Breaking ball squibbed high in the air into right field. It stays up, and Ashton Larson makes the play. In on the hands, and Jow just got it up in the air, and it floated all the way out to Larson. One down, nobody on here in the top of the fifth. Let's check in on some MLB scores presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters on what Jack has declared the best holiday sport combination of baseball on the 4th of July. First, the first pitch to Landon Moran. Downstairs, ball one.
Plenty of day games have already gone final here on the 4th. The Red Sox win 6-5 over the Marlins in 12 innings. Cubs over the Phillies 10-2. That game only went 9. What are they doing?
1-0. That's roped into left center field, dropping quickly over and glides to make the play. The USC center fielder, Austin O'Verne, just makes everything look easy out there in center field.
Travesty in Minnesota. Twins win 12-3. That game only went 7. Fans only got 7 innings of baseball on the 4th of July.
What happened?
I don't know. I would assume rain.
Okay.
Bailey Ober got the win. Kenta Maeda the loss.
Snow?
In July?
Sure. First pitch to Rock Cholowski. Taking a strike on the inside corner.
Fog in Chatham?
Surely not.
1-0 Nationals beat the Mets. It was a one-hitter. Jake Irvin got the win for Washington.
There's no fog tonight, don't worry. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 93 on the gun. Inside corner, blown right by Cholowski.
I was prepared to tell you it was 2-0 Braves over the Giants. 3-2 the score.
Favor of San Francisco. 2 outs, nobody on. 0-2 from Ashman. Fastball roped out towards right field. Larson drifts back. He's shy of the track. He has it. And 3 flyouts. Makes a 3-up, 3-down inning. On the mound for Micah Ashman. He's through 2 1/3 scoreless. That does it for our MLB scores presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters. And the Firebirds go in order. 1, 2, 3 on 3 flyouts in the top of the 5th. We're halfway home on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. It's 2-1 Chatham on the 4th of July.
The Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, give me all a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, give me all a prayer. Johnny's got his 6-string high.
We're halfway home here at Veterans Field. Jam-packed on the 4th of July. Starting pitcher Michael Foltz back out for Orleans, bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Luke Cantwell, taken for a strike. A's up 2-1 on the Firebirds after Chatham struck for 2 against Foltz in the 4th. His 0-1 just missed. Looked almost identical to the first pitch. A fastball right around the bottom of the zone. 1-1. Again, a fastball taken outer half, strike 2. Cantwell a key contributor to the parade today. 1-2. Taken high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rowdy as always. Vibrant personality. Hopped off the float, went and gave his host mom a hug. 2-2. Bounced foul at the plate.
Ran the team's game of Mafia while the group sat on the float for about 30 minutes.
We were out there for a while on the coastline on the road waiting for the parade to start. Another 2-2 in the dirt. Full count to Cantwell to lead off the bottom of the 5th. He has claimed that his host mom, Marianne, makes the best scrambled eggs he's ever eaten. I gotta find out what the secret recipe is. Can't be anything crazy. 3-2. Bounced up the first base line. It tails out of play.
He didn't seem like he wanted to give me the secret. I said, oh, does it have salt and pepper? And, oh, yeah, everything like that. Kind of whisking me away. He doesn't want us to know.
Whisking you away.
Maybe it's the whisk.
Made with love.
Some scramble with fork. Maybe a whisk.
3-2 to Cantwell. He awaits. And he swings through a breaking ball. Strike 3. Third strikeout for Foltz on the evening. First out in the bottom of the 5th.
Texas A&M, number 7, Jack Johnston.
Scrambled eggs didn't quite help there.
I'm going to tell you something. You tell me if you're surprised. Okay. Apparently Luke Cantwell doesn't let anyone else narrate the Mafia games. It's his post, his job, every time.
Shocking. First pitch to Jet Johnston. Traces the inside corner. Breaking ball for strike 1. You ever played Mafia?
I want to say I have on a bus, but when they were talking today, I didn't understand half the words.
Okay, 0-1. Outside to the righty Johnston. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It might be because Luke's so good at narrating. He's like an auctioneer.
Yeah, you play it a lot. You eliminate a lot of words. You use hand signals, all that. Long pause now for Foltz. He's ready. Winds and fires. 1-1 in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jet Johnston. Nobody on. 1 out here, bottom of the 5th. 2-1 Chatham. I've played hours and hours of that game. 2-1. Taken at the knees. Strike 2.
And are you any good?
Sure. 2-2. Just missed low. Another full count for Foltz working against Johnston this time. Yeah, I was in the Coastal Plain League after my freshman year in college. And we would have 4-hour each-way bus trips. 3-2. Just downstairs. No! A delayed ring-up as Johnston tossed the bat. He's out on strikes on a breaking ball at the very bottom of the zone. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the 5th for Foltz. And when I tell you on 4-hour bus rides, we would play every minute. We played every minute. Nothing like college baseball guys in their Mafia. First pitch to Austin O'Verne is low and away to the lefty. Ball 1. One at the top of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Drew Guffey, who's down there at first base, one of Chatham's assistant coaches. He was actually leading the Mafia in the game, and they won as the 1-1 is tapped back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Just want to make it clear. We do not endorse mob activities. solely talking about a game.
Should have added the parental guidance screen to this broadcast. 1-2. Stays high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Auvergne. He's the last chance for Chatham here in the 5th. Nobody on 2 outs. 2-2 the count. Foltz ready. Glove to the face. Winds and fires. Swing and a miss. Bounces in the dirt. The throwdown from Zhao is in time to retire the side. Auvergne goes down on strikes. A breaking ball fooled him in the dirt, and he waved at it half effort.
Okay, here are the prizes.
So Foltz strikes out the side in the bottom of the 5th, swinging from Cantwell, looking from Johnston, and swinging from Auvergne. And the A's go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on, and we are through 5. Chatham 2 and Orleans 1. Stick with us. Top of the 6th, more Micah Ashman pitching on the way here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. That voice that keeps me awake at night, when a little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. But now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train.
The left fielder from the University of San
Top of the
Diego,
6th,
number 2,
still the
Austin
slimmest of
Smith.
leads for Chatham back here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. I'm Andrew Selover with Jack Smith. A's 2, Firebirds 1 on the 4th of July. Micah Ashman still on the mound for the A's. Leads things off against Austin Smith left on left. The pitch is squibbed up the first base line. Ashman goes to gather, bare hands, and drops it, and then throws low. It was late anyways. A slow roller up the first base line, similar to the error we saw a couple innings ago from Michael Foltz where he dropped it, except the 6'6 Ashman just didn't slip to the ground.
The third baseman from Gonzaga, number 13, Hudson
Rolled an
Shoup.
infield single, so Austin Smith aboard in the 5-hole. Brings up another lefty, Hudson Shoup. Peyton at third, in on the edge of the grass. Expecting a bunt. First pitch, squared at and pulled back, a strike. Shoup showed it for about a split second, but never really fully got the bat around as if he was bunting. Before he knew it, 92 was right past him for strike 1. Ashman from the stretch, looks to first, comes home. Bounced right back to him, he gloves, throws to second for 1. Flip from Arquette to first. In time, a double play. Ashman, the pitcher, over to the shortstop Arquette, who slung it on to first to retire Shoup. 1-6-3, twin killing, and there's 2 down, nobody on here in the top of the 6th.
Pretty good way to make up for your error. And Ashman, after he saw that the out call came at first, put both of his hands above his head like he was Rocky, celebrating the double play.
Evan Griffiths digs in from the right side with 2 down. Ashman delivers a curveball for strike 1. Third appearance so far for Micah Ashman, all out of the bullpen, and his first since the 24th of June. 0-1. Fastball lined straight back. He's one strike away from facing the minimum here in the top of the 6th. He's only faced one over the minimum since coming on with 2 outs in the 3rd.
And he's easily at a season high 3 innings pitched.
Best outing of the summer for the Utah lefty is 0-2. Check swing on a high heater. Griffiths laid off.
He told me, because he's draft eligible, that some teams see him as a starter despite the fact he was a closer at Utah, so pitching in length is something he's trying to build up.
Trying to get through the 6th scoreless here. His 1-2. On the inside corner. Ring him up as Griffiths backed out of the way of it, and he takes strike 3 looking. 3rd strikeout for Micah Ashman. He faces the minimum here in the 6th. A single, then a 1-6-3 double play, and a strikeout looking of Evan Griffiths. No runs for the Firebirds on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on, and we are halfway through 6. 2-1 Chatham, still here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Hi, this is Titan Hayes from Austin Peay University. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Andrew Selover and Jack Smith on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
If this game stays right where it is, Titan Hayes might be coming in a little later on here at Veterans Field. It's Chatham 2, Orleans 1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning at Veterans Field. Fans have stuck around on the 4th of July. Cloudy night, starting to turn dark in the skies under the lights at Veterans Field. And for the first time tonight, a Chatham bar's in called to the bullpen for the Firebirds to replace their starter, Michael Fultz. Itsuki Takamoto comes out of the pen. Out of Hawaii, the freshman. Righty, out of Osaka, Japan, comes into his 5th game this summer. So far, he's tallied a perfect 0 ERA, just like the Orleans starter, Michael Fultz, had done coming into tonight, across 7 1/3 innings. First task, a right-on-left matchup as Ashton Larson digs in to start the bottom of the 6th. Takamoto delivers. First pitch swinging. It's drifted into shallow center over the lunging glove of Cholowski at short. Another bloop single for Ashton Larson. Cholowski drifted about 10 feet to his left. He jumped with 1 foot. Left hand in the glove, and he reached out but couldn't get there. About 2 feet over his glove, it fell into center field. Leadoff single brings up Ike Irish from the left side. Pickoff throw to first, not in time.
If you're scoring at home, the final line for Michael Fultz Jr. reads 5 innings, 3 hits allowed, 2 runs, 1 earned, because he made an error, 5 strikeouts.
First pitch, Irish takes at the knees, strike 1. Not a whole lot of velocity. Best night striking out batters, though, on the Cape so far for Fultz. 0-1, downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike to Irish. More than doubled his strikeout total coming in. That was just at 4.
The A's were the team to finally score off of Michael Fultz.
Pickoff throw to first. Larson back safely.
Unfortunately for Fultz, he just didn't get enough run support. That was easily a win-worthy performance from him on the mound, especially what we saw from Orleans yesterday.
1-1. Irish takes inside, nearly clipped his white pant leg. 2 balls, 1 strike. And as it stands now, Fultz in line for the loss if Chatham maintains its lead. 1 on, nobody out. 2-1 to Irish. Bounced foul, look out in the Orleans dugout. That one was headed right for the back corner down the first base line on 1 high hop. Evens the count at 2-2. Irish is 1 for 2 today. He's pulled both the balls he's put in play. Time called by the home plate umpire, Jeff Merzel, who gives a patient reminder to the relief pitcher Takamoto to make eye contact with the batter Irish. The lefty Irish awaits the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Oh, he chased after a high breaking ball that never dropped into the zone. And he comes back to the dugout saying he thinks that was a knuckleball.
Number 10, John Bay.
Oh, I've never seen a batter with as big a strikeout, or big a smile rather, after striking out.
That one started at about eye level and it stayed right around the shoulders of Irish, who went hacking way above the zone. And only explanation, it's a knuckleball. First pitch, check swing from Bay. He went around, strike 1. John Bay did not play yesterday. He's back in the lineup. As his teammates call him, Johnny Barrels is back in. 0-1. Runner goes. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Throw down to second. Pulls the second baseman Mancini off the bag, and Larson swipes the bag. Stolen base moves Ashton Larson into scoring position. And that one came in at just 67 miles per hour.
Might be a knuckleball.
The pitch. Swing and a miss, 64. And it just looped in to strike out John Bay.
Now batting for the Anglers, the shortstop.
Back-to-back strikeouts, and Bay shakes his head in confusion. He's giving a different signal to Eli Payton, who's on the on-deck circle, saying it's a slider. 2 outs for Arquette. We'll see what he gets to start. The pitch. That's a fastball at 89, off the inside corner to the righty. 1 ball, no strikes.
He does not throw a knuckleball. Fastball, cutter, slider, changeup, curveball.
1-0. Fastball, called a strike, outer half.
Some guys will...
Summer's for experimenting, right?
Maybe. My guess is it's an eephus version of either the slider or the curveball, which is where you're trying to throw it slow.
1-1. Fastball line foul, first base side.
What surprises me is that he's got the same arm motion, same arm speed, same delivery on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and a 64-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Doesn't slow his body down at all.
Iva Arquette ready for the 1-2. Here it is. Fastball roped off the glove of the pitcher. Takamoto gloves it. He picks it up off the ground and he shovels to first in time for the out. A rocket at 101 off the bat. Nearly took the glove off the pitcher Takamoto. It fell to the grass on the right side of the infield, and he smoothly grabbed it and flipped to first to retire the side. So a 1-3 put out leaves Iva Arquette with the final out of the inning. It strands Ashton Larson at second base as Chatham goes for no runs on 1 hit. No errors, 1 man left on base. We're through 6 complete here at Veterans Field, and it's 2-1 Chatham over Orleans on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver in a traffic jam. Staring at the faces in a rearview mirror. Looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and
only in America. We're at Veterans Field, Chatham, Massachusetts, 4th of July. Jack Gurovich leading off in the top of the 7th. Micah Ashman pitches. It's a bunt right back to the pitcher, who fields it, throws to first. And the stretch from Cantwell to retire Gurovich on one pitch. 4th of July, and the sky darkens under the lights and a packed house in the best place in America I could think to be right now.
J.P. Smith now batting. J.P. Smith.
Pinch hitter with one out in the top of the 7th. Ben Ziegler Namoa out in the 9-hole. Instead, the left-handed hitter is replaced by a righty, J.P. Smith. Second straight night that Smith has pinch hit against the A's. Last night he walked in the 8th in what was a blowout game at that point. Chatham 12-1 winners over the Firebirds a night ago at Eldridge Park. Ashman deals and skips a curveball in. It one-hops off the catcher Irish all the way up over the netting behind home plate and into the seats. I don't think I've ever seen a baseball get pitched and not fouled off and somehow magically find its way up over the netting.
Especially a net this tall. I mean, the net has to be what? 20 to 30 yards? Not quite that tall.
I would
It's
go in
gotta
feet.
be 50 feet?
I would say it's about 40 feet. 40 feet.
Not sure why I went to yards.
And that just rolled up Irish, bounced off his shoulder all the way over the net. 1-0. Breaking ball stays high. 2 balls, no strikes.
One thing's for sure today, not measuring it in meters.
America. Do things different around here. 2-0. Fastball pounds the mitt, strike 1 on the outer half. So J.P. Smith out of Sac State comes into the game, hitting it just 146. As we mentioned, a walk last night in a pinch hit appearance, and the 2-1 lines straight back. He's listed as a first baseman. Subs into the game for the right fielder, Ziegler Namoa, in the 9-hole. So we'll see if Smith stays into the game, goes into right field, or maybe Kelly Nicholson and the Firebirds have some more rearranging in the field coming up next half inning. Ashman's 2-2. Fastball line foul, first base side. That one sails over the net into the playground.
For Kelly Nicholson, I bet he feels like the sand is falling out in the hourglass, and J.P. Smith, especially against a lefty, is maybe his best shot to tie the game on one swing.
No solution so far for Micah Ashman. 1 homer, 2 doubles this season for the righty Smith. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Swinging for the fences. He missed every stitch. And there's 2 down in the top of the 7th. Went down to one knee and couldn't make contact. Flipped the order over for Mike Mancini. Ashman up to 4 complete innings of scoreless baseball tonight. Facing 1 over the minimum. First offering, swing and a miss. Dropped the hammer on a curveball that drifted into the right-hand batter's box. Mancini way out in front. 4 strikeouts as well for Ashman. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Right back to it. And why not? Identical pitch.
4 innings is the collegiate career high for Ashman at Utah. It happened 1 time in his sophomore season.
Slow clap at Veterans Field. 0-2. Same pitch Mancini learns, and he takes 1-2. And after Jacob Weaver, the starter for Chatham, was shaky through 2 2/3 of 1-run ball, Ashman has provided stability and more. 1-2. Fastball right by him. Fist pump from Ashman, who struts off the mound and walks right across the third base chalk line to high fives from his teammates. He's through 4 1/3 scoreless. It's stretch time at Veterans Field on the 4th of July. And nobody better to orchestrate than Peter Burns. Take it away, Peter.
All right. Come on down. Who wants to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game? Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. All right, you ready? All right, on 3. A 1, a 2, a 3.
Me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Send me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. So it's root for the day. It's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out at the old ball game.
All right, way to go, everybody.
Bunch of kids scared of the mic tonight on the 4th of July, but the grown-ups help them out in the background. Stretch time. We hope you stretched out at home here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. As we head to the bottom of the 7th, it's Chatham 2 and Orleans 1. Eli Payton leads things off for the Anglers. Second inning of work for Itsuki Takamoto. Second day on the job in Chatham for Eli Payton. Batting in the 6th hole. Payton, Lodis, Cantwell due up. First pitch. Taken a strike. Eli Payton said he thoroughly enjoyed being a part of the 4th of July parade today, and he takes on the outside corner strike too. Said the only other time that he's been a part of a parade was the Rose Bowl parade. The pitch taken downstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jack, you want to guess what Eli Payton was in the Rose Bowl parade for?
He was a choir singer.
False. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Payton down on strikes to start the bottom of the 7th. You want another guess, or you want me to tell you?
Yeah, I'm going to keep guessing until I get it right.
No,
Was he playing the bongo drums?
Nope, that's enough.
Marching band.
He was a pooper scooper.
You've got to be kidding me.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm not saying that.
First pitch to Lodis. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Strike 1.
Don't you ruin this holiday for me.
He wears white overalls. He gets out there, and if the 0-1 bounce foul, say the horses in the parade are not so nice to the friendly roads of Pasadena. Well, Eli Payton helped clean him up his senior year of high school.
I hope he got paid. Well,
I've heard it's a true honor. 0-2 to Lodis. Inside, he lifts the hands out of the way. Safe to say it was a much different parade experience today for Eli Payton. 1-2 to Lodis. Again inside. The righty jumps out of the way.
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
Who has told you that's a big honor?
He did. And the articles. Look it up. Look up Pooper Scooper Rose Bowl Parade.
Propaganda.
And you'll find dozens of articles about it.
Propaganda.
2-2. Belted on the ground through the left side. A base hit into the 6th hole from Lodis. Turns around on 83. He has his first hit tonight. 1 on, 1 out in the bottom of 7 for Chatham.
What I thought you were going to say is that the one parade he was a part of was the Broncos Super Bowl parade.
Incorrect. Although he does have some connections, that's fair to say, with the Broncos. Defensive sub to let you know about. Colin Tuft has replaced J.P. Smith out in right field after Smith pinch hit in the last half inning. First pitch to Cantwell, up high, ball 1. So Zigor Namoa out of right field after he was pinch hit for by Smith, and now Smith out for Colin Tuft. Pickoff throw to first, high. Gurovich gets the glove on it to keep it away from the fencing up the right field line. How much would it cost to get Jack Smith to be a pooper scooper in the Rose Bowl parade?
Well, this is a one-day gig.
Yeah. They only do it once a year. Another throw to first, not in time.
I'm going to say $1,000. I'm not cheap.
Colin Tuft is in right field for Lee.
You pay for my airfare, my housing, and my Rose Bowl ticket, I'll do it for free.
Well, that's $1,000 right there.
1-0. That's cranked high in the air, deep to right. Did Cantwell do it again? Tuft back on it. He runs out of room. Back-to-back nights for Luke Cantwell. A fist pump around second base and a point out to the dog pound. He salutes the boys, and he gives Chatham a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the 7th. Hugs at home plate for Cantwell, and let's listen to this celebration in the dugout.
The left fielder from Texas A&M, number 7, Jack Johnston.
Well, it's safe to say that Luke Cantwell has found his swing, and his friends over in the third base dugout, I think, were the ones that inspired it yesterday.
9th inning blast last night to right field, and he goes deep off of Itsuki Takamoto in the 7th tonight. That's a backbreaker for Orleans, and Takamoto calls time. Can't get the signals down with Hadim Jow.
Luke Cantwell just went all the way down to the bullpen to do the boom celebration. He went all 340 feet from home plate to the bullpen down the left field line.
Not the first guy that's done that. Ike Irish went on the long sprint yesterday after his big blast to celebrate with the dog pound. In the 9th inning yesterday, the bullpen guys were in the dugout. 1-0. Johnston squares and misses it for strike 1. Home run also brings home Kyle Lodis, and it turns Chatham's lead from 1 to 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Orleans has not mustered a run since the first. 1-1. Taken at the knees, strike 2. Some people didn't like that, apparently. 1-2. Taken inside. Johnston stumbles out of the way of it. Evens the count at 2-2. The pitch. Fastball downstairs. Runs the count to full to Jet Johnston in the 9-hole. Austin O'Verne looms on deck. He's 0 for 2 today in Chatham's leadoff spot. Johnston awaits. Takamoto the payoff. Cranked up in the air behind home plate. Will it get out of play? Yes, it will. Over the snack shack. And there has been a constant line over there. People are hungry on the 4th of July.
Official numbers on the Luke Cantwell home run. Left the bat at 90 miles an hour. Went 347 feet to straightaway right field.
Still awaiting the Dollar Dogs announcement on the 4th.
They might be running low.
Another 3-2. Swing and a miss. Johnston down to one knee. Jow applies the tag on a breaking ball that bounced in.
They might be scrambling to make enough hot dogs for all the people that are here. I don't know if Dollar Dogs are coming today.
Even if it's for the 9th, gotta get them in at some point. I mean, public address announcer Peter Burns is wearing a Dollar Dogs t-shirt, so if we don't get a Dollar Dogs announcement tonight, I'm gonna be disappointed. Pitch to O'Verne. Up and away, ball 1. Two home already for Chatham here in the 7th on a 2-run blast from Luke Cantwell. 2nd of the season, and he does it on back-to-back nights. Another warning from Jeff Merzel about the eye contact between the pitcher and the batter. Stops the play for a moment. Now the point to resume for Takamoto. O'Verne waits. 1-0. Fastball, chopped foul, first base side. Rolls all the way down to the Orleans bullpen. A righty is up and warming for the Firebirds.
Perhaps more importantly, no one's warming up right now for Chatham.
1-1. Taken just off the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. So either that means that Chatham has its reliever already warmed up to come in and replace Micah Ashman, or the Utah 6'6 lefty's got another one in him. He's through 4 1/3 scoreless. 3-1. Breaking ball that misses outside. O'Vern loops the equipment back to the third base dugout. 2-out walk to Chatham's leadoff batter brings Ashton Larson to the plate. First walk from Takamoto out of the bullpen. Second time that O'Vern has reached on a base on balls after he did it to start the bottom of the first. Nobody else has walked for Chatham today. 1 run on 6 hits, an error for Orleans. 4-6-0 for Chatham. First pitch to Larson. In there for a strike.
O'Vern entered yesterday's matchup with just 3 walks on the season to go along with 16 strikeouts. He's now walked that many times in the last 2 days, which is really the next big step to adding on to his already stellar start.
Pickoff throw to first. He's back standing. I was just about to talk about the speed. Because with O'Vern's speed, if he can get on base in any way possible, it can do damage. And he's picked on again, and he's back standing.
And for someone as fast as he is, I'm sure scouts at the next level want to see the strikeouts take down a bit and the walks go up, which is what we've seen the last couple of days.
He's off and running. 0-1 up and away. Throw down to second is on the money again. Second time tonight that Hadim Jow has gunned out Chatham's fastest base runner. O'Vern's caught stealing second base to end the bottom of the 7th. But that's not before Chatham strikes for 2 runs. And they come in a big way off the bat of Luke Cantwell, who deposited a baseball over the right center field fence. He turns Chatham's 2-1 lead to 4-1 as the A's go for 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors in the field from Orleans, and nobody left on base after O'Vern is caught stealing. We head to the 8th, and Micah Ashman back on the bump for Chatham with a 4-1 lead when we return to Veterans Field.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
In the sun somewhere, there's some buddies in a Chevy turning up Tom Petty on the way to the Cape. They'll be there all day. In the sun somewhere, there's a home run ball flying over that wall off a Little League bat. Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. It's a road trip on a wild tear, and I'll call you when we get there. Here's to making that coffee can cash. Here's to making those good times last. 2 for 1 at the fireworks and cold beer in my right hand. Pretty girls in a top-down Jeep, wind blowing through their bleached blonde hair, having fun forever young out there.
Back at Veterans Field, where Chatham leads Orleans 4-1 on the 4th of July. It's the top of the 8th inning, and Micah Ashman stays out on the hill. He's thrown 4 1/3 innings in relief for Chatham, and he faces 2, 3, 4 in this Orleans order, starting with the right-handed hitting catcher, Hadim Jow. Ashman set, he deals, and Jow takes off the inside corner. It's a ball and no strikes. Ashman has already thrown more today than he has at any point in his collegiate career, breaking his previous collegiate career high 4 innings on the mound. 1-0. Swing and a miss from Jow. It's the slider that he's used as a big weapon. It moves the count to 1-1.
Some fireworks going off in the distance back behind Veterans Field.
Deafening down the left field line. 1-1. Swing and a tapper foul from Jow. It's off the right thigh of the catcher, Ike Irish. 1-2. big insurance for the A's came off the bat of Luke Cantwell in the bottom of the 7th inning. For the second night, the A's vocal leader hammered a ball over the right field wall. And that has the A's in front 4-1. 1-2 from Ashman. Popped up first base side, hooking out of play. Over the lights and into the fans. It's still a ball and 2 strikes. Firebirds scored in the first inning on 3 straight hits to open the game. Since then have not scored against Jacob Weaver and Micah Ashman. Ashman, the latter, doing much of the grunt work out of the bullpen. Another 1-2. Jow fouls it off again. Backing out of play behind home plate. So it's 6 hits for each side, but 3 of the hits for Orleans came in the first. Scoring chances have been few and far between since Orleans took a 1-0 lead. 2 in the 4th for the A's, and another 2 in the 7th. 1-2 pitch. Tapped foul at home plate. That was the splitter from Micah Ashman, which is his 3rd pitch that he doesn't throw all that often. He placed it off the outside corner, and Jow bounced it into the left-hand batter's box. So a long at-bat here to open the 8th between Ashman and Hadim Jow. Landon Moran waiting on deck, Rock Chalowski in the hole. The claps build up as Ashman sets. 1-2. Popped up off the hands. On the right side of the infield, Lodis is into shallow right, and the second baseman makes the catch. Ashman wins the battle for out number 1.
The center fielder, number 10.
Ashman came in with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. He had runners at 1st and 3rd. They were the responsibility of Jacob Weaver, and since then he's been lights out. He's given up 2 singles, but after one of the runners reached, he immediately turned around and turned a double play, so he's faced just 1 over the minimum. As here's Landon Moran. Lefty takes outside. It's a ball and no strikes. Andrew, it's been a nearly flawless day for Micah Ashman.
He's been remarkable. Coming out of the pen for Jacob Weaver, you would think Chatham would need 3 more pitchers to get through this game.
1-0. Moran dribbles it foul to his own dugout. It's a ball and a strike. 4-1, Chatham on top. 4 unanswered for the A's here at home on the 4th of July. And the crowd has been out in full force celebrating quick A's comeback and the emphatic 7th. 1-1. Moran loops it over the head of the shortstop Arquette, who leaps into left, and he makes the catch. Retreating into the gap, the 6'6" Iva Arquette had enough height to pull down out number 2.
Jack, you talked about conversations with Micah Ashman regarding what scouts have said possibly he could be a starter, and he's showed starter length and then some out of the pen tonight.
Now 5 full innings, Andrew, for a guy that came in the 3rd needing to get just 1 out to end the inning. Wouldn't have been surprised if Sheets ended his outing there as he got the lefty shoop out before he faced a righty Griffiths in the 4th. First pitch fastball is up high. It's a ball and no strikes to Rock Chalowski, the shortstop.
And you could argue that that first out he got was the biggest of his outing tonight. Because at the time, Orleans had a 1-0 lead, and they had runners at the corners with 2 outs in the 3rd.
1-0 to Chalowski. In the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes.
He hasn't let a base runner get past first base since then.
Evan Griffiths singled in the 4th. That led off the inning before Mike Ashman set down the next 3. Austin Smith, a lefty, hit an infield single up the line before Mike Ashman immediately rolled a double play. 2-0 on Chalowski. Infield straight up. The pitch. Chalowski hits a rocket into center field. Over and comes in. He covers the ground, and he collects the final out. Ashman's got some words for the Orleans dugout. He's through 5 1/3 scoreless innings out of the bullpen. If that's the end of the day, what an outing it was for Micah Ashman. But he heads back into the dugout, and no one comes up to him looking to say, hey, you're done. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The A's still on top 4-1 with Ashton Larson, Ike Irish, and John Bay coming to the plate. 6 hits, an error, just 1 run for Orleans. 6 hits, no errors, 4 runs for Chatham. New pitcher coming in for the Firebirds. Chance for insurance for the A's when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
We zoom on to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Veterans Field, where the A's lead the Orleans Firebirds by a score of 4-1. And the Anglers get one more chance to add insurance before the 9th inning, bringing up Ashton Larson, Ike Irish, and John Bay to the plate. Alex Kranzler is the new pitcher. He takes over for Itsuki Takamoto for Orleans. This call to the bullpen is presented by Chatham Bars Inn. Kranzler is a 6'3", 225-pound right-hander. He goes to Vanderbilt and he enters for his 4th appearance on the Cape this summer. He looks in at the lefty Larson and delivers. Swing and a miss from Larson. No balls and a strike. I hear dog barking. I believe that's a real dog, though, and not the dog pound.
Plenty of dogs in the park tonight.
Larson shoots this one the other way on a line. The left fielder Smith watches it carry into his glove for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for Chatham.
False alarm, not the dog pound. It is a dog behind home plate.
Irish.
Final line for Itsuki Takamoto. 2 innings pitched. 3 hits, a walk, 4 strikeouts, and 2 runs both earned. Those coming on the 2-run homer off the bat of Luke Cantwell.
Here's the lefty Irish. He takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. 4-1 Chatham on top. Bottom of the 8th inning here at Veterans Field. Kranzler comes home. He misses outside. It's a ball and a strike. Fans still line the seats. Down the berm. In the foul territory. As Irish takes inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. They're not going to go home until they see an Anglers win. And right now, A's are on pace to take down Orleans for the 2nd straight day. 2-1. Irish hits a high fly ball, curling down the right field line, and it's foul. Way onto Depot Road, but well foul. 419 feet off the bat of Ike Irish. And in the end, it's strike 2. So Kranzler is back in his windup, and he throws. Irish flies it foul. Back and out of play. Third base side behind home plate, 2-2. Well, you think Irish was on time for that pitch?
No, he was early.
He got the head out, which is what he said on Catch of the Day. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, a vicious hack, but he comes up empty on a slider. Quickly, 2 outs.
Now batting for the Anglers, the designated hitter from Austin.
My favorite part of Catch of the Day today was when you said, "Where does your power come from?" I don't know. My hips. He has got a lot of power, and he showed it for the first time yesterday with his first Cape League home run in the last 2 years. Here's John Bay. He takes high. It's a ball and no strikes. Irish was trying to show off the power again, and he just missed. 1-0. Bay takes a strike. Slider over the heart of the plate, 1-1.
Bay's got plenty of power, too. Still leads the team with 3 home runs.
1-1. He ropes this one on one hop to the shortstop, Chalowski. Grabs the high hop near his head. Throws to first. It's in time to get John Bay for the final out of the inning. So that'll send us to the top of the 9th inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, no runners left on base for the A's. Austin Smith, Hudson Shoup, Evan Griffiths. The last chance for Orleans. Titan Hayes is coming into the game. I'm sure hopped up on energy drinks as the A's lead 4-1. Closer comes in, he looks for a save as the A's look to sweep this home-and-home series and win on the 4th of July against Orleans. Stick with us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Top of the 9th coming up.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour. That's when my love comes tumbling down. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour when there's no one else around. I'm gonna
Hi, this is Campbell Smithwick from Ole Miss. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Andrew Selover and Jack Smith on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hotty toddy.
All gear up. It's the top of the 9th inning, and Chatham leads 4-1 here at Veterans Field on the 4th of July. New pitcher enters for the A's. It's the closer, Titan Hayes. This call to the bullpen presented by Chatham Bars Inn, and it brings in the 6'2", 218-pound redshirt junior from Austin Peay. Titan Hayes makes his 5th appearance here this summer for the A's. He's got 2 saves and 2 opportunities, and he's trying to close out a Chatham win here in front of the home fans on the 4th of July. So the stats are out of the way. The main story with Titan Hayes is he threw up in his last appearance at Brewster after 3 energy drinks before coming into the game. So all eyes are on Hayes on the mound. He faces the lefty Austin Smith, who pops this one up foul back over the third base dugout. No balls and 1 strike. Titan Hayes wears a red undershirt underneath the white Chatham jersey. Surfer blonde locks out of the back of his hat, and he can throw 100. 0-1. Smith takes a strike. Slider on the inside corner. It's quickly 0-2. So far, no signs of distress from Hayes on the mound. As he looks in for his sign, he comes set at the bell. Claps start at Veterans Field. 0-2 pitch. Off the outside corner at 96, 1-2.
Dollar Dogs, hot dogs for $1. Dollar Dogs.
4-1 Chatham on top, top of the 9th. Dollar Dogs announcement does go out here at Veterans Field. Right now, no movement in the stands. Everyone's focused on Titan Hayes. And the 1-2 is flown down the left field line. It's out of play. Still a ball and 2 strikes. So far, no sickness from Hayes, but the fastball's only touched 97. Maybe he dialed it back on the energy drinks, and it shaved a couple of miles an hour off of his fastball. 1-2 to Smith. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A slider at 90 below the zone. 1 out in the 9th.
The third baseman, number 13, Hudson Shoup.
Andrew, it is just unfair to throw 100 miles an hour and then break off a slider at 90. That's faster than most starters' fastballs in this league at times.
A whole lot of guys would pay a lot of money to be able to do what Titan Hayes can do on the pitch clock.
Here's Hudson Shoup, and the lefty takes low, a slider in the dirt, a ball and no strikes. Chatham trying to close out a 4th of July win, leading 4-1 in the top of the 9th. It would be the A's 3rd straight win. First time they will have done that this season. 1-0 pitch. Shoup takes outside, 97, 2 balls and no strikes. It would also mean that the A's would already clinch the season series with their rival, the Orleans Firebirds. These teams play 5 games against each other. The A's are already 2-0. 2-0 pitch. Shoup pops it up. Left side, out of play towards the parking lot, 2-1. The A's would get back to 500 as well. Send the Firebirds to 4-12 at the bottom of the East. A lot was riding on this game on top of the fact it's a holiday matchup. And the A's have come out and delivered so far. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 96 above the hands. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hayes bends his knees as he stares in for his sign from Irish. Right on left, 2-2. Here come the claps. And the pitch from Hayes. Upstairs at 98, 3-2. This A's crowd has really gotten into it tonight. Official attendance over 2,700 people, and that even seems to be a bit conservative. They're cheering on Hayes and the A's here in the 9th. 3-2 pitch. Popped up, out of play. Over our heads in the press box along the third base side. So it's still 3-2. Shoup trying to reach for Evan Griffiths. 2 runners will need to reach for Orleans to bring up the tying run here in the 9th. Hayes nods, and he's got another 3-2 sign. Payoff again. Off the hands, foul back to the net. 96 miles an hour off the handle of Hudson Shoup, but he stays alive. Now through 5 innings of work this summer, Hayes has struck out 8, 3 walks. He's given up just 2 hits. Has yet to give up an earned run. 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. It's not the fastball, it's the slider below the zone. Back-to-back strikeouts start the 9th inning for Titan Hayes.
Designated hitter.
You could tell that Hayes didn't really want to exit the zone, pitching with the 3-run lead, didn't want to put a guy on, but eventually he figured Shoup was staying on that fastball so much he had to throw a slider, and Shoup couldn't lay off.
So Evan Griffiths is the last hope here for Orleans. Right-handed hitting DH is 1 for 3. 4-1, Anglers on top. First pitch from Hayes. Slider on the inside corner, 89 across the belt, 0-1. Infield plays deep for Chatham. Outfield no doubles defense for the righty DH from Stetson. 0-1 pitch. Check swing, a slider in the dirt. He did not go around. It's a ball and a strike. Griffiths flew out to center field in the 2nd. He singled in the 4th. He struck out looking in the 6th. He's the last hope for this Firebird squad, looking to avoid losing the home and home on both ends to Chatham. 1-1 pitch. A strike on the outside corner. It's another slider from Hayes. It's 1-2. This A's team was reeling, had lost 3 straight going in to the game in Brewster a couple of days ago. They beat the Whitecaps 2-1. Yesterday they won 12-1. On the doorstep of their 3rd straight win. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The A's plant their flag on the Orleans and Chatham rivalry and win on July 4th by a score of 4-1. They sweep the home and home, they take the season series against their rivals, and they send the fans home happy on our nation's birthday. A 1-2-3 inning for Titan Hayes. He strikes out the side to get the save. And what a 4th of July it was for the A's today, Andrew.
Back to 500 as Sheets claps to the home crowd. He salutes them with his hat. And how about this crowd? Staying out till the final out, the loudest we heard him all night when Titan Hayes strikes out Evan Griffiths. And Chatham has some serious momentum headed into the month of July. A long stretch ahead, but the A's are back to 500 after an up and down rocky start. For Sheets, he seems to have figured some things out.
The A's are 8-8, and it seemed like only a couple of days ago that the panic button might have needed to be pressed, but the Anglers come back. They win 3 straight, and it comes against maybe the 2 most important teams for the A's to beat this year. They beat the Brewster Whitecaps, then they down Orleans twice. It's a 4-1 win on the 4th of July for the Chatham A's here at Veterans Field, and what a day it was. Parade and breakfast in the morning, hanging out around the field during the day, and a 4-1 win over the rival Orleans Firebirds here at night. 6 hits aside, 4-1 Chatham, and the Anglers Extra post-game show is next. 3 strikeouts for Titan Hayes. He puts the punctuation mark on an excellent win for Chatham as we step away on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay,
Welcome to the Anglers Extra Postgame Show. On the 4th of July, the A's grab a 4-1 win over the rival Orleans Firebirds. They sweep the home-and-home series over the last 2 days, and they take the season series against Orleans. The Anglers Extra Postgame Show is brought to you by the Chatham Bars Inn, New England's premier oceanfront resort. And what a day it was all around for the A's. The 4th of July parade in the morning through the town of Chatham, hanging out around the field during the day. And at night, it is one of the best wins of the year. Final score 4-1. We'll get you the final line score as well. 6 hits for each side. Orleans got its run in the first inning. Chatham added 2 runs in the 4th and 2 runs in the 7th to grab the win over the Firebirds. Orleans made 1 error. Chatham did not make an error. Winning pitcher today was Micah Ashman. He came out of the bullpen and dazzled. 5 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts. The loss went to Michael Foltz Jr. after he threw 5 innings with 3 hits, 2 runs, an earned run, 5 strikeouts. At the end of the day, Titan Hayes was the one that came in and got the save. It's his 3rd of the year as he struck out their 3-0 over the Firebirds here in 2024. And on the 4th of July, what a day to do it. You come in, it's a big holiday, one of the best pairings between holidays and sports, and one of the best towns in the world to celebrate baseball and Cape Cod. The A's grab a 4-1 win, and before we get you the highlights here from Veterans Field, we'll send things down to the field, where Andrew Selover is waiting with a post-game interview.
What up, big man? How you doing?
Well, we wait for Andrew for a second. Trouble down here on the field at Veterans Field. Again, the Anglers grab a 4-1 win here against the Orleans Firebirds. Well, it seems like Andrew is now set on the field. We'll go down to him as the A's grab a 4-1 win.
All right, Jack, I'm down here with Micah Ashman postgame on the Anglers Extra Postgame Show. Micah, you go 5 1/3 scoreless tonight. What led to your success for the extended period of time out there on the mound?
I think just doing kind of what I do. I mean, I love pounding the strike zone, getting ahead early, and just kind of trying to let dudes get themselves out is kind of what I try to do. So that's what I was doing, and I felt like I got ahead and got guys out early and was able to get some strikeouts in there as well, which always feels good. But, yeah, I felt like I was just pounding the zone.
What pitches were leading to that success out there on the mound?
The fastball is one of my favorite, best pitches. Love getting ahead. It's a go-to punch-out pitch up in the zone too. The slider was working really good today. I was able to throw that. Felt really good. Was able to land it when I wanted. Was able to extend it when I needed. But
you took over for Jacob Weaver with 2 on and 2 outs in the 3rd inning, and then you pitched all the way through the 8th inning. When was the last time you went over 5 innings pitched?
I was thinking about it. I really don't know. I think high school, maybe my senior year of high school. Maybe I went 5 then. I really couldn't remember.
What about your game allowed you to pitch that long tonight?
I think I was able. I had a lot of rest, so I felt pretty fresh, so it felt good. But I just think staying in shape felt good out there. I mean, something I could do. Just.
It's been a long day for you guys.
Yeah,
you got started at 8 a.m.
The parade
8 a.m. at Steve West's house this morning for breakfast. Walk me through your experience of the parade this morning.
The parade was awesome. I mean, it's so fun to go out here, see what Chatham's all about, see what the city's all about, and to see all the people out there to support and how much love that the Chatham Anglers get. I mean, I haven't seen anything like it personally, but it was awesome.
What does that support from this town mean to that group of guys in the third base dugout?
I mean, it just means everything. Like having a good team or a good city to go play for makes you want to play a little bit harder.
Plan across your career?
No, I've never been in a bullpen. I was in a dugout all of college, but no, I've never experienced energy like that. And I mean, it's always there. Like we're always doing something. It's a blast to be around those dudes.
Who's the biggest character?
Oh, there's so many characters. Pierce George, one of my favorite dudes, one of my favorite characters. Weaver up there, Titan, obviously, just look at the dude wherever he is. I mean, you just know, I mean, there's just a lot of good dudes out there.
How big was that Luke Cantwell home run for your confidence back out on the mound now in a 3-run game tonight?
I mean, I just knew it was game over by then. Like, all the momentum had shifted. I just went out there, did my thing, and we got the win.
What's it like to be able to turn the ball over to Titan Hayes for the 9th inning?
It's kind of lovely thing. I haven't done it a lot. I haven't turned over balls, but like no other dude I want out there. I mean, he mowed him down. It was awesome.
All right, last question for you before we let you go. The roll call. Where did it start?
Katuitt maybe. We were just sitting out there just BSing, just talking, and then we were like, what if we just do a roll call? And we were like, let's try it. And then it stuck. It's a fun tradition. I like it.
Well, I think all the field players appreciate it. Micah, and you lifted your team in a big way tonight. 5 1/3 scoreless. Congrats and thanks for the time.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
We'll send it back to Jack to finish up the Anglers Extra postgame show.
Micah Ashman was phenomenal tonight. Easily his best appearance as an A. It's a career high for him at the collegiate level. Going 5 1/3 innings pitched, gives up just 2 hits, no earned runs. A runner never reaches scoring position against him. He faced just 1 over the minimum, and he struck out 5. What a day for Micah Ashman. Perhaps the best relief appearance for the A's at any point this season, and it leads the Anglers to a 4-1 win here against Orleans on the 4th of July. It's time for the post-game highlights presented by Touchstone Closing, and we start on the first pitch of the ballgame. Jacob Weaver, the right-hander from Austin P, heading out for his 3rd start. He's been hit around a little bit in his first 2, and he faced Mike Mancini to open the ballgame. Second baseman heading to Vanderbilt next season, who was ready to ambush on the first pitch. 3 straight hits to open the first inning for Orleans. Mancini was, of course, retired, but Hadim Jow followed up with a base hit. Then Landon Moran singled him to 3rd. So runners were at the corners for Rock Chalowski, and Jacob Weaver still was not out of the trouble that he was building himself in the first. Bounced on the ground, up the 3rd base line. In comes Peyton. He throws to 1st. It's in time to get the out. But Hadim Jow comes in to score, and RBI for Rock Chalowski makes it 1-0 Firebirds in the first. We jump all the way to the 4th inning, as the A's really were not getting anything done against Michael Foltz Jr. He faced just 1 above the minimum through his first 3 innings. After walking Austin over in the first, he was thrown out trying to steal. The lone hit for the A's came from Luke Cantwell, who singled in the 3rd, which meant that heading into the 4th, the Anglers had just 1 base hit and brought up Ashton Larson. Larson would single. Ikems got their first runs with RBI, fielder's choices, and John Bay tied things up for Chatham. Later in that inning, after Iva Arquette flew out to center, there was another runner at 3rd for Chatham, and Eli Payton coming to the plate. Michael Foltz needed just 1 more out to get through the 4th without giving up the lead, and on a tapper back to him, Eli Payton had the hustle and the wherewithal to try and beat it out.
On left, the pitch is squibbed up the middle. Foltz off the mound, tries to barehand it. He slips, he falls, he has no play, and he punches the turf with his left bare hand. He's just given up the lead.
It was 2-1 Chatham, as an unfortunate turn of events for Michael Foltz gave the A's the lead. And that proved to be enough. Orleans would not score for the rest of the game, due in large part to Micah Ashman, who, as we mentioned earlier, entered with 2 outs in the 3rd. He mowed down the Firebirds throughout the rest of his outing, and he punctuated it in his second to last inning of work by getting Jack Gurovich to ground out and then striking out J.P. Smith. He had a chance for a 1-2-3 inning when Mike Mancini came to the plate, the leadoff hitter who at that point was the tying run in a 2-1 game.
1-2. Fastball right by him. Fist pump from Ashman, who struts off the mound and walks right across the 3rd base chalk line to high fives from his teammates.
Ashman would end up going 5 1/3 innings for Chatham, and as good as he was, the A's offense just could not find a way to add against the starter Michael Foltz or Itsuki Takamoto, who came in as the first arm out of the bullpen for Orleans. That was until we went to the 7th inning. After Eli Payton struck out swinging, Kyle Lodice shot a single through the right side and brought up Luke Cantwell. Cantwell, the first baseman from Pittsburgh, homered last night in a raucous, rowdy moment you had to see to believe. And he came up with a runner at first with a chance to do the exact same thing as the night before and give Chatham some much-needed insurance.
Cranked high in the air, deep to right. Did Cantwell do it again? Tucked back on it. He runs out of room. Back-to-back nights for Luke Cantwell. A fist pump around second base and a point out to the dog pound. He salutes the boys and he gives Chatham a 4-1 lead in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, the insurance came off the bat of Cantwell, and it had to feel good for Cantwell, who had struggled to find any kind of rhythm at the plate early in the season. He was getting on base, but the hits weren't falling, and on back-to-back nights, he's got 2-run jacks, and that ended the scoring for Chatham. The A's would hand the ball to the closer, Titan Hayes, in the 9th inning. He threw up in his last outing, but still managed to get a 5-out save, and the right-hander from Austin Peay had a 4-1 lead, facing Austin Smith, Hudson Shoup, and Evan Griffiths in the 9th. He didn't have any extracurricular activities off the mound, and he was looking for his 3rd save. He struck out Austin Smith, then he struck out Hudson Shoup, and Evan Griffiths was the last home for Orleans. On the doorstep with their 3rd straight win. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. The A's plant their flag on the Orleans and Chatham rivalry and win on July 4th by a score of 4-1. They sweep the home and home, they take the season series against their rivals, and they send the fans home happy on our nation's birthday. So on the 4th of July, a 4-1 win for Chatham and a season series victory over Orleans. And it's got Chatham to beat Orleans, especially on the 4th of July. Again, the final, a 4-1 score here at Veterans Field. 6 hits for each side, 1 error made in the field for Orleans, none made for Chatham. Micah Ashman gets the win. Michael Foltz Jr. is handed the loss. Titan Hayes picks up his 3rd save of the summer. Got underway at 7:01 with cloudy skies above and 70-degree temperatures. Finished the game at 9:16, which means a game time of 2 hours and 15 minutes. Attendance was 2,739. And that seems even a little bit conservative. My guess is there were definitely more than 3,000 people here tonight, and most of them, Chatham fans, went home happy on the 4th of July. That'll do it for us here tonight from Veterans Field. Chatham is back in action tomorrow here at home against Cotuit. And because it's here at Veterans Field, that means first pitch is 7 p.m. Again tonight, the A's grab a 4-1 win over their rival, the Orleans Firebirds. Alongside Andrew Selover, I'm Jack Smith saying thank you for joining us. Our producer Giovanni Colano working behind the scenes. The A's grab a 4-1 win. They've won 3 straight for the first time this season, and they're back to 500 with an 8-8 record. Orleans falls to 4-12, and they'll head back out on the road after losing 2 straight to Chatham. The A's 4-1 winners, and they can celebrate the rest of the night on the 4th of July. Thanks for joining us here from Veterans Field.
Chatham Anglers Baseball 2024 has been brought to you by Chatham Bars Inn, Chatham Clothing Bar, Touchstone Closing, Mahi Gold, Chatham Hardware, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, Cape Cod 5, and by the Chatham A's.
Chatham A's Baseball, Sports Radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been